Here I am. Hold on. The lighting is going to be weird today. Let's see. Let's see. Is that better? Turn that one on. Oh, I'm just going to look weird. Oh, Chloe joined us. Yay. Okay. Cool. Why can I not see the whole stream? Let's see. No. Okay, everybody. So nobody's here yet, but just to let you know, if you are watching this later, this is going to be a live reading for all signs for, yes, okay, I'm covering my third eye at the moment with a heart. I know, I look like a retard. Just, I'll take it off in a minute, okay? I'm throwing everything at the kitchen sink at protecting my energy right now. Live reading for all signs. So I will, if you're watching this later, I will put this in the description box below. Timestamp the signs so you can scroll ahead to whatever time is listed there and hear your reading, okay, for your particular sign. Oh, Lord. Here goes the bark party, okay? The bark party has started. Chloe, be nice. Chloe, have a heart. Look, have a heart, Chloe. Have a heart. Have a heart. Yeah, she's a good girl. Okay, yeah, Chloe has the heart. Okay, nobody's here. That's all right. We'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to light my candles. Oh, let me see if I'm live, because where is everybody? Well, maybe just by putting, yes, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to light my candle first. It is Mercury retrograde. I did put that in my title. So, lighting the candles. Lighting the sage. Whoa, okay then. All right. We are protected. All right, folks, so let's get started. Open. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by reading for all the signs. I need a little space here to read. So I want to find out when you guys pop in here how your Valentine's went, because mine was interesting and my sage is going crazy already. But what I wanted to talk about was this Mercury retrograde, because I know a lot of people have a fear of it. And yes, it's something to take notice of. And yes, there are reasons that we, as a society, have begun to take. Hi, Attica. I'm glad you're here. We as a society have begun to take notice of the Mercury retrograde. But being that it's in Pisces or any water sign, it's not going to impact us as much. I'm doing good, honey. How are you? I had a rough week last week. I mean, rough, okay? But I'm getting through it. Come on. Anyway. So I thought I'd do a reading for all the signs for the Mercury retrograde, starting as Mercury stations and gets ready to move today, February 16th. That is so sweet. Chloe says hi. So what I decided to do is read for the Mercury retrograde. So my intention is for this reading to give messages for signs, zodiac signs, during this time. And basically, what I want you to know is that you are going to learn something. You're going to learn something, and it may be hard to learn, okay? Maybe something that's hard to learn. Hold on, I have to check one thing. Hold on real quick. Sorry. I had to grab my chapstick because it is so dry out here in the desert where I have recently moved to. Oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. My age is showing, Attica. So anyway, I feel very empowered at this time. I feel very empowered. Really not, it's not about power, but I felt very empowered and pulled to do this reading. I haven't done many readings. I know that I've lost some subscribers, but I have been doing a lot of midnight readings, videos for March that will be released shortly. I just haven't released them yet on YouTube. I've been doing moonlit readings, okay? I had a lot of shadow energy in my home last week, so I had to pull out everything in the kitchen sink to fix that. It's been fixed, okay? I had this like shadow energy, and it was just like, I'm gonna do this until I get your attention. I ignored it. I'm gonna do that till I get your attention. I ignored it. Okay, then they did something I could not ignore, so it's just this darkness trying to get attention. And so instead of ignoring something that's trying to get attention, because here's what you do when you ignore something that tries to get attention, is it just ramps up, right? And that's really what culturally that we've been taught to do. I just allowed it to dissipate, okay? I allowed it to disappear. Hello and goodbye. And I've been thinking a lot about Pisces. I've been thinking a lot about the retrograde. So let's talk about that more when we get more folks in here. But let me go ahead and get started on the reading. Attica, since you're the only one in here chatting, if you want to chat out your sign, I'll go ahead and get started with your sign. And what the intention of this reading is going to be what messages we may have from Mercury, okay, or anti-messages, or messages from Spirit on what we might need to focus on right now, what the challenge might be, and then any advice. Okay. Scorpios, love it. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Hi, Lisa. Hi. We'll do Libra next. So we're going to do, and I'm throwing this on the whim, we're going to do what's going on with you right now today on the beginning of the Mercury retrograde today. How to, what may trend. We'll do a present, future. Well, we'll do a past, present, future, and then we'll do advice. Past, present, future for Scorpios. Hey, look, you got your old Rainbow Hunter. You got your old what do they call that? Your name back. Your other account. Whoa. Okay. We're doing Scorpios reading. We have the 8 of Pentacles and the Sun. So it looks like you guys are really embarking on something that you're shedding light on. I can't see my whole screen for some reason. I got to flow with it. That's what this Mercury retrograde is all about, is just flowing with it, okay? Scorpios, you guys have been working on something, and it's going to come to light over the retrograde. It's going to be highlighted, okay? And I will tell you, Scorpios, that you're going to have an easier time than the air signs. Okay, so water signs are going to have the easiest time with this retrograde. The air signs, Liza, bless your heart, are going to have a harder time, specifically Gemini. Okay, so we're just getting into this reading. So kind of off the cuff, we're talking about Scorpio. We have the 7 of Pentacles and the Sun, and I feel like it's You know, some of your hard work in some area of your life has actually begun to, you know, you've put all this work into it. Maybe other people have been looking at you like, why are you working so hard on this? You know, why is this something that you're focused on? And you're like, well, I see the results of all this work. Well, now I think it's beginning to come into the clearing. It's becoming open to other people. And other people are now beginning to see why you're focused on and why you're motivated by and what it is you're doing. Okay. Whereas in the past, they may not have been as receptive. Okay. So the next question is going to be where we're at. What are the messages for Scorpio regarding this recent hard work that's been coming to light? It's like maybe some of you guys have done some hard work, maybe some inside shadow work or some hard work. You've been acting differently than you normally have. You see the fruits of your labor, but other people are not recognizing it. And now they are. So what you've been working so hard is now coming into light. Okay. And you can apply this to any area of your life, you guys. This is not going to be just love, just money, or just anything like that. This is a very general overall reading for the sign. So what information does Scorpio need to know going through the retrograde? Ooh, we got Justice and we got the Knight of Wands. So you're going to get basically, it's almost feel like magical. Like I almost feel like you're going to actually be able to, because you put so much hard work in, you're going to get your just due. And the retrograde is all about karmic cycles as well, right? So I feel like something that is a karmic debt will be returned to you during this time. Okay. 25 days or so. I can't remember exactly. What is going to be the outcome of this debt? How is Scorpio going to move forward into March after the retrograde is over? Too many cards. Spirit, let's try to make it clear. The Queen of Swords. So I feel like you're going to come out independent. You're going to come out stronger. Your voice is going to be heard. You're going to be at a point in your life where instead of having to hide whatever this hard work is, now people are going to be able to, now people are beginning to see what it was. Okay. Your passion project, your passion, what you may have lost because of this thing that other people didn't understand or other people didn't see, it's going to come to light. So with Scorpio, I always think about, you know, you guys being underground and like coming up and out. Okay. So you've worked really hard underground and then you come up and out. So I feel like this is a time where you're going to come up and out with the deep, heavy work that you've done. Other people are going to see it. And passion. Okay. This could be about a person. Okay. This could definitely be about, well, you know, retrogrades can bring past lovers, etc., back into your life. But there's a karmic debt that's going to be paid. So they want you to know that, okay? But you're going to come out with the Queen of Swords. You're going to come out of this, even though it's going to be super murky. Mercury. It's going to be super murky during the time. You're going to come out feeling very independent, very strong. All right. And I see it as a good thing. Water signs is going to be good for you. Okay. Any advice for Scorpio? Any advice for Scorpio? Ace of Cups. Just go with it, flow with it. That's what I was really wanting to talk to you guys about this Mercury retrograde. And so, of course, my Scorpios come out and just nail it. So this is the advice, okay? This is the beginning of something new, and it's going to be something that's going on internally and emotionally, but it's going to bring you to a place where you can sit on your throne and you can be independent, and you're not going to have to rely on somebody to tell you that the work that you're doing is worthy or worthwhile, okay? And this is all going to bring you to a new start in love. It could possibly bring you to a new start in love, definitely. In emotional fulfillment. Okay. Though that was a little bit scattered. I'm trying to get my chops right now. Any other advice for Any other advice for my Scorpios for this Mercury retrograde? Yes, I'm going to get to everybody's sign. Three of Wands. It was funny because it came out sideways, so I'm just going to read it both ways. So I believe what's going to happen is you are going to come out of this Mercury retrograde okay. You're going to come out vindicated. The karmic cycle is going to come back to you. So if you feel like you've lost something, it will be returned to you, okay? This could literally be something that you've lost, like a thing or a relationship or a connection. I heard child. For some of you, it may be that you've lost sort of a connection with your child, and it will be returned to you. You'll be able to connect with them again on that level that you want to. This could change your plans, and this could give you some bravery to move forward and pursue your passions. Okay, Scorpio. That was all over the place. All right, guys, I hope that helped a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and move on to Libra. Then I will read Sagittarius, and we'll just go like that. But seriously, I want to preface this since I have a couple of people in my room. So, this retrograde, okay, is the reason it's not so bad is because Mercury is in its detriment to Pisces, okay? So if you have the planet of messages, right, and it's going backwards. So everybody's like, oh, my emails won't go through, oh, this or oh, that. The messages that are going to come are not going to be so based in the 3D or the logical, okay? It's going to be more like of an esoteric message. So what I'm seeing is shadow work. What I'm seeing is the messages are coming in not necessarily from your emails not going through, okay? So I don't want everybody to get stuck on that for this Mercury retrograde, okay? The reason this is going to be difficult for signs is for air signs is because staying in your head is going to make this the most difficult time for you. This is really a time to go with the flow. If you have phone cord dying, why? We've been so busy, okay? We've just been so busy. I don't know about y'all, but from the beginning of the year, I felt like, oh, I have so much to do. I have so much to do. I've overextended myself. I've asked too much of myself. I've, neglected a lot. And so I felt very, very busy. And then with the Leo full moon, it even amped it up for me as the energy level. So we are going to be feeling a little bit more drained, but it's not time to, let's say the Mercury retrograde does affect you, okay? Let's say this video goes down or your phone goes down or you accidentally sent that text message to your ex that you did not mean to send or something like that. Because it's because it's in a water sign, okay? I'm telling you guys to flow with it. Just go with it. Just let it be. Because that right there is Mercury's message to you. And the message is not that the message is not getting through. The message is that you are not getting this message through, or you got this message through for whatever reason, but not by your intention, if that makes sense. I have Pisces rising, so I understand a lot about this sign. And it's a misunderstood sign because there's nothing concrete about a fish swimming around. It doesn't stop. You can't hold it. You can't catch it. It's going to swim around. All right. So it's very difficult. It's always a flow. And I was even thinking about the last year or so. My emotions have been so strong because I've been going through a lot of healing, have been so strong that they are to the point where I literally feel like I'm in an ocean. And the water is just pulling me. And I just allow myself to go with my emotions, go where it takes me, okay? So instead of things getting frustrating because your message went through, you take that as a sign, okay, that there's a different message. And it's one that's not so easy to put in an email. It's one that you can't really put in words. That's why I'm having a little bit of a hard time speaking. And let me put my sage out before we burn the house down. Okay, hold on. It's because of all that crazy energy in this house. Hold on. Okay, better. I swear to God, you guys are the only reason I put makeup on Sunday, because otherwise I'd be in my jammies. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Tika. I don't know if that reading made any sense. I'm still I'm feeling a little bit not focused, but that's part of what I'm reading about. Think about it this way, you guys. At my job, I have deadlines, I have things I have to do, I have places I have to be at a certain time. And if I don't do those things, I feel like I'm failing. I feel like my job could be in jeopardy. I feel like I'm disappointing other people. But at the end of the day, fuck that, okay? At the end of the day, yes, we have to do that. We have to make a living. We have to do what we have to do. But at the same time, it's time for us people, human beings as a general, just to recognize, okay, that our worth is not hitting those deadlines. That's not our worth, because I don't have control over all the stuff that happens in my office. And I will tell you, when I have a lot of electromagnetic energy around me, which I do right now, I am constantly suffering at work because it's very difficult for me to get things done. Okay. My computer is slow. Y'all, the other day I went to print something and it printed 6 days later. I mean, I was printing other things. Then it was like 7 o'clock at night. I was in the office. I was at the office late, and all of a sudden the printer went off, and I went over that and I was like, oh my God, I printed that last Friday. That kind of stuff has been happening to me nonstop lately. Like, the reality of things unseen is becoming a reality. Some of the shit that's been going on in my house, you guys, like, there's ghost hunters on TV that spend their entire life for that moment. I'm trying to catch that moment on camera. This shit has been happening in my house. Anyway, so this is me. For me, I feel like it's my pre-shadow. I feel like I'm moving into something important here. So anyway, enough about me, but I did want to share with you guys how I was feeling about the Mercury retrograde, and just kind of like, you know, sort of channel for you guys a different way of looking at it, right? So the minute you feel like your plans have changed, okay, instead of being frustrated and upset and worried about what other people might think, or if you won't be able to pay this bill, or, you know, if you're not going to make your deadline, or whatever, understand that's a sign letting you know that that is not what your worth is about. Okay, we don't have to be dependent on all these electronic things, and you can actually transmit messages to other people without words. Okay, Mercury is a messenger. When it goes backwards, it's spinning backwards. Okay, that's the whole thing where people get freaked out about the Mercury retrograde. That's why people get nervous, is because messages aren't getting through, but because it's in a water sign, you guys, it's not meant to. The message isn't meant to get through, okay? Or if you accidentally sent that message, it was meant to, okay? So just look at it that way, and literally, and I don't mean to sound all cheesy and whatever, is just take your time, let it flow, let it go, okay? You don't necessarily need to get messages to other people, okay? Yes, this is a time when exes may come back around. Yes, let it flow. All right, guys, let's go into, let's see. Do I still have my Libra in the house? Liza? Yes. Is it you, Liza? Are you my Libra? I had a Saggy in here. Kelsey. I'll do all the signs, but I just, I like to read who's in the room. So let's go ahead and look at Libra. And I'm going to pull a different deck for my air signs, because air signs are going to struggle, specifically Gemini. So Watch out for obsessiveness. Watch out for circles, downward circle. You know how you're trying to sleep and you can't sleep because it's like nonstop mental action? This could create a spiral for you. Okay, so be careful with that. All right. So rather than focus on the thoughts that you're not really able to, I think I'm going to read for Scorpio again, because I feel like that reading I was too scattered, because I wanted to talk about Mercury. I wanted to talk about Mercury retrograde first, but there wasn't anybody in here. And that pisses you off because you can't sleep and the thoughts keep going around and around. Maybe you should just be pissed off. Maybe you just allow that emotion to wash around you, wash through you. Think of an ocean, think of a fish. Okay? And then maybe that will settle your mind. I don't know. Feeling and not thinking is the way to act, beginning today through the retrograde. Okay. All right, guys. So let's talk about Libras. Libras, I'm going to get y'all the fairies. We're going to get the fairies out for my Libras. I've kind of lined all my cards up by my windowsill so I can grab all of them. And plus they get moon baths all the time. Lisa, you have moon sign Gemini. Woohoo! I love Geminis and I love air signs. I'm just saying it's going to be a tricky time for you. So even you, Liza, especially, being that your emotions are ruled by Gemini, and Gemini is going to struggle here, okay? Because Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury's going backwards. Let's find out what information we have for Liza, but also for Libras in general, for those that are going to watch this later. What information do we have for Libra? I'm just going to let it flow. What's the current situation for Libra? You know what? No, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a really simple Celtic cross. Ace of Wands, a new beginning. It's time to take action. It's time to take action. Interesting. Let's find out more. Crossed by the Hierophant. Yep. Okay, this is making sense. Winter Dreamer. I feel like in the recent past, Libras, you might have done something that you feel like is foolish, okay? But you learned a lesson. The lesson that you learned is that you can't share everything with everyone because you hold secrets within you that are not for everyone to comprehend, okay? They don't deserve them, I guess is what I'm trying to say, okay? And I feel like that's crowning you now because with the High Priestess crowning you, also a Pisces card, excuse me, crowning you at this time. You are going to know when to speak and not to speak. I'm more concerned about your inner life, Libra, than the words that you speak, okay? Because obviously the High Priestess is there to let me know that Libra is not going to speak out of turn. Communication isn't going to be difficult. You're not going to reveal too much, okay? Basically, that's what it's saying. Hey, Svetlana. Hi, Rosie. Yes, Sagittarius is next. And then we're going to do Cancer. Cancer, and then probably Gemini, and then Scorpio, whatever. We'll get to all of the signs. What is in your subconscious is you still want to be intellectual about everything, okay? You're still seeking an intellectual answer to an emotional problem, okay? So I feel like you guys with the Dreamer card, I feel like you recently acted without thinking or without emotion, Libra, okay? This did teach you because you have something that you're passionate about, so you just went for it, right? You just went for it, but guess what, okay? Crossing you being unity, which is also like the Hierophant, okay? The system, maybe the older people, your elders did not respect you. They did not understand. They did not respect the way you acted. They did not, they're not embracing this new passion that you have. This actually might be for a person. I feel like some of you might have jumped into a relationship. Or this could be taking a risk with regards to money because you're sick of making money the way you've been making money. You want to do something that you love, and you want to be with somebody that you love. Okay. So you took this action, and guess what? The man, the system, organizations, okay, older figures that aren't able to bend a little bit, right? They're crossing you. They're trying to cut off your passion. It's kind of like a mother saying to their son, if son says, I want to be an astronaut, and the mother says, that's impossible. You can't be an astronaut. Who do you think you are? Okay. That's sort of what I'm getting here. I feel like deep inside your consciousness, you're still trying to figure this out. You're trying to figure this out in an intellectual way. You're working on it. You're getting there, but you're not quite there yet. Okay. This is deep in your subconscious. So this is something that, something that's churning in the inside. Okay. Churning. And so, Liza, and all Libras, allow that to happen in your gut. Like I'm getting like solar, like allow it to just churn. You don't have to think up here. You are, have y'all heard of like learning by osmosis? You know, you seen that guy, like he puts a, like, let's put a bunch of, or like you listen to somebody speaking Spanish in your sleep, and then one day you just wake up, like that type of learning. I feel like that's going to be very beneficial to you now, Libra. It's just to soak things in. Okay. You don't have to dissect them. You don't have to overthink them. You just allow your thoughts to come in, do your learning, okay? But let it churn like an ocean, okay? In your belly. Whatever that means to you, okay? Whatever that means. All right, so the one card that didn't come out was your near future. Let's look at your near future and any more messages for Libra, and then we'll move on to another sign. Again, this can be in any area of your life. This could be love, money, spirituality, your soul's journey, however you want to look at it. We got the 8 of Winter, and basically it's just saying moving forward, you have everything you need. Okay. Don't let the organization get you down. Don't get the older people. I'm getting older people, but I'm not getting the older, supportive, wise people. What I'm getting is people that are angry about change, angry about, they're just stuck in their ways, so they can't like open their minds, and they're trying to stop you for pursuing your passion, right? And they want you to know moving forward, and you will realize at the end of this retrograde that you do have everything it takes. So what might be coming up for you, Libra? What might be coming up for you overall during this Mercury retrograde is feeling like you don't have what it takes. Because it doesn't logically make sense. You can't logically explain to people why you're doing what it is you're doing, why you're not getting support for whatever this is, okay? This relationship, this whatever it is. At the end of this retrograde, okay, if you allow yourself to just be pulled into this ocean, be pulled into your emotions, allow Pisces to come in and teach you a lesson that you cannot speak in words and you cannot explain to words. You just open yourself up to the fact that there may be a new way of looking at things. You're going to recognize that you don't need the support of anyone, because you have the support. If you are living in your truth, and if you are pursuing your passion, okay, you're not going to feel like a fool anymore moving forward, okay? You are going to have the self-confidence that you need. And I love the 8 of Winter for you. The Winter is Swords, Libra. All right, so Libra, I think that's going to be your Mercury retrograde in Pisces reading. That's a lot of words, right? Who's next? I think it's Sagittarius. Sagittarius, then Cancer, then we'll do some Gemini, unless there's other signs. Oh, we have a moon. We have a moon sign, Gemini, we're going to look at. You're welcome, Liza. So, Saggies. Archers, what's up? Fellow Sag here. Hope y'all are doing good. Again, the Mercury retrograde isn't going to affect us as hard as it is our fellow air signs. So send love to your Aquarians and your Libras and your Gemini friends, because they're going to be having a hard time. All right. Also, I do believe that there's going to be some dark things that might come up regarding passion, love, and sexuality. The reason I say that is I'm going to say this for all fire signs, and it's because we are going to have shadows come up. And again, allow them to come, say hello, and then say goodbye like they're a grain of sand and let them get washed back out in the ocean. But you're going to learn something. We're all going to learn something during this retrograde. We're going to receive messages. It's not so much about giving messages. It's not so much about travel plans. It's about receiving messages from the universe, receiving messages from Mercury, because Mercury is a messenger. So if your travel plans were changed, they were meant to be changed. If the phone call didn't go through, it was meant not to go through. This is another way of looking at Mercury retrograde, and I really think people need to open up their hearts to that, because that is universal truths. Those are not bound in the 3D. They're not things that we can just simply, easily explain away. And I'll tell you something. That has been my journey on this pre-shadow phase so far. I'm going to go ahead and grab, by the way, just so you know, Mercury does rule Virgo and Gemini. It's just that Virgo is not going to have such a hard time as Gemini, because it's a younger sign, it's a mutable sign, it's an earth sign. All right, so we're going to use the sexy time cards for Sagittarius, because I'm feeling like this is going to be more about relationships, love, sensuality, sexuality, all that good stuff. By the way, how was y'all's Valentine's Day? Y'all survive? Did y'all survive? All I do is I stay off of social media. I've learned just to stay off social media, you know, and it's a good time to be that old bitter crony that's just like, you go around your friends and you're like, your divorced friends, your single girlfriends, whatever it is, and just, you just look at them and you're just like, Valentine's Day. And they're like, drink a glass of wine with me. So that's what we do. Oh, and chocolate. So I've also figured out the whole thing about the marketing of Valentine's Day. It's not, is it giving chocolate to your lover, or is it eating chocolate because you're alone, single, and crying, thinking you're the only one that doesn't have a lover? Brilliant. Whoever came up with that, Hershey's, Whitman's, whoever you are. I am happy to be single myself. I'm not saying that I'm not, but it is one of those days that, you know, and honestly, I'm glad to be single on Valentine's Day, because if you're in a relationship, then you have to worry about expectations. Like, are they going to even do anything for me? Look, all of my friends are getting roses. My man doesn't even care, you know. At least I don't have to worry about any of that, right? You can be single and happy. I know. But what I mean is, you know how, you know, we all try to live in a high vibration, but you know how when you're on, you like Facebook or whatever, and you're seeing like, ooh, you know, people post pictures of their roses, or my man, you know, checking in at the steakhouse or whatever it is they're doing. You know what I mean? It's almost a good time to just be like, it's like a day where you're allowed to be just jealous and in that low vibration for just a second, and just be like, get a room, get off Facebook, right? That's how I celebrated as a single person. Okay, throw the high vibe police at me. Go ahead, throw the high vibe police at me and say, oh, you're being Rainbow, you're a Gemini, you're gonna be feeling it. Just be prepared. Okay, I'm not surprised that your shit ain't working. Okay. All right, so for Sagittarius, what messages do we have? I'm sorry, I had to like get that out. No, I wasn't crying. I wasn't crying on Valentine's Day. In fact, I was I have when I've been single on Valentine's Day, I've learned, I prepare myself for it, so there's no crying. Okay. All right. Okay. And I do little things like I actually did get myself like a little petite for like chocolate cake and a little glass of wine. And I had like a tiny little celebration with another one of my single friends. And that was all I needed. It was great. It was just like a little bit of a splurge, you know. You don't have to be somebody. You don't have to be somebody's whatever. You can celebrate love without having a person. I'm gonna stop on Valentine's Day. Whatever. It's gone. We're talking about the Mercury retrograde for Sagittarius. Whatever messages are going to come through are going to come through. This is a collective reading. All right, because I'm going to do Celtic crosses. So I'm going to give this a couple more shuffles. We'll do a quick Celtic cross, and I'll get a pretty clear message what this is about. What is this going to be about for our beautiful archers of Sagittarians? We've been going through the shit, hun. And I will say that ever since, hi, Erica. Hello. Hey, Kelsey. Kelsey, I think you're a Sag too. Where was I? Oh. Okay, well, just like a Pisces, that thought went in my head like a fishy and just went out. Oh, I was saying, Sagittarians, I don't know about y'all, but my energy has been lightened up since the Leo full moon. I had a very eventful Leo full moon. And then I felt like all these shadows and all this negativity and all this ugly stuff was like ever since then. I guess that was, when was that? Was that last weekend? Has it only been a week? It's like the icky is like trying to get back in. And I've had to fight it. And I was like, wait, I thought my life lightened up. Why am I having to fight it? I guess it's because when we lighten up, okay, when we're ascending, when we lighten our load, when we let go of things that no longer serve us, the negativity gets pissed off because it's not getting the attention from you, Sagittarius, that it is been used to, especially through the end of last year and the beginning of this year when we went through all that heavy Saggy energy. So now it's like we've lightened up, but now we're being challenged. We're being challenged, okay? But I feel like if you've aligned yourself with this energy and you've allowed yourself to let things come to the surface so you can learn new things, that's why all this happened, is the Leo new moon for me sparked like all this negativity. And what started out great is because I stopped paying attention to it. So now it's like, hello, I'm still here. So now I'm like, okay, well, I'm spending a lot of time in bed because I'm saving up my energy to get rid of the negativity, the dark energy that's trying to come in. That's exactly like Valentine's Day. I was prepared. I wasn't going to allow myself to go down that spiral. I prepared myself for it. So when we're working with negative energy, or we're working with shadows, and we stop giving it so much attention, they're going to test us. And I feel like Sagittarians as a collective are being tested. Okay. So this is important for us. And I think for a lot of this is going to be around love and relationships, but I don't know. Let's find out what Spirit has to say. Spirit, what messages do we have for Sagittarius for the Mercury retrograde? One more shuffle, please. Actually, I'm going to make it 4 because 3 is not my number right now. One more shuffle. All right, here we go. We have the Empress in reverse. The moon crossed by the moon. Subconscious is the Magician in reverse. Okay, Saggies. All right, powerful already. We've got straight major arcana so far. Recent path, 9 of Wands in reverse. I love this, and I was just talking about this. I'll talk about it some more. What is crowning Saggies at this time? 7 of Discs. 7 of Discs. And moving forward, we have the 10 of Discs in reverse. Okay, let me take a look at this. I might need to clarify some of this. But the 9 of Wands being in reverse, I literally just talked about what this was. This exact same card. So this is a Sagittarius card, and basically what it's about is going through a really, really hard time. And you feel a little left behind. You're wounded by the hard time. But it is a process. If you're almost getting to the 10, we're wounded the most. The healing hurts the most right before we get to 10, which is the completion of the cycle. Okay. So this is definitely validating everything I just said. Okay, so I'm just going to keep moving forward. All right. What is happening with us right now is we're not able to create anything new, and I'm okay with that. There is a I'm okay with it, as if like anybody's asking my permission. It is what it is, okay? But the Empress in reverse is letting me know that it's okay to not let it be pretty. I don't think we're focused right now on too much on creating new things as much as we are on protecting what we've already learned, protecting what we already have, protecting ourselves. And this can be related to love and your relationships, okay? I certainly can relate it to that. So take it how it resonates. But with the moon crossing, this is secrets. It's keeping us, these secrets are keeping us from creating anything new in our life, because these secrets are still here. They're still around. We're going to deal with this during the Mercury. Oh, hi, Asia. I'm so glad you can make it. Happy Valentine's too. Excuse me. My nose is itching because I'm getting downloads. So yes, the shadows are still around us, Sagittarius. But it's not time to feel sorry about ourselves. It's time to take what we've learned and all that energy that we've learned, and we harness it. Harness it. You can't create something new when you're resting up to go to battle. I feel like we're resting up to go to battle, okay? So there's not a time to create something new. It's time to protect your femininity, your ability to create, your divine femininity, which right now I'm really into my masculine energy for whatever reason. It could be that I'm protecting my divine energy. If that makes, I'm in a very protective mode, right? So the moon is here saying there's more secrets to be revealed. The dark is still here. The moon represents the dark. Dark represents feminine, okay? I'll get into that later, but it's not a bad thing. But what I mean is, with the Mercury retrograde, it's still time for us to allow the secrets from the ocean to arise and be revealed to us, because now we have the strength. We've been through the battle. We're wounded. We've gathered up our strength, Sagittarius, okay, moving into the future so that we can take on what we need to take on. Now, crowning us, we have the Seven of Discs, which I really need to clarify, because I'm not really understanding what this is here for. So why do we have the Seven of Discs? I think this is a card of frustration, okay? This is a card that's crowning us of frustration and feeling like we've put too much work into something that we're not getting enough out of. I just heard rearranging of molecules. So that could be a channel message, just basically saying we might be in a process of DNA cell regeneration. I know it's out there. I know I'm out there sometimes. Whoa, okay, we got jumpers. We got the Tower. And we got the Hangman to clarify the Seven of Discs. We're frustrated, okay, because we're sick of the drama. We're sick of the crisis. We're sick of it. But we have to look at things differently. We have to look at things differently, and that's the frustration, okay? Because you can't go backward. You can't go into something that you already know is not going to work for you. You cannot continue that cycle, and that's frustrating. The things that used to make us, the things that used to fulfill us and make us feel comfortable and make us feel like the identities that we wore, the blankets that we wore that make us feel better. Hey, everybody, I'm just on a tangent right now. I see you. I'm so glad you're here. These things are being challenged. We're not getting out of them what we used to get out of them because we're in a process of changing. Honestly, I don't know if y'all follow astrology, but last year we had a lot of placements in Sagittarius that won't happen again for another like 12 years, 17 years, 20 years. So Sagittarius did go through a heavy time. I'm not spending a lot of time on this just because I'm Sagittarius. Sagittarius have been going through a heavy time. So we're coming out of this now. And we're still frustrated because these little shadows and this little thing that we're trying to, the darkness that we feel like we left behind here with the wounded warrior is still coming back. But it's because with beautiful Aquarius, this is an Aquarius card, and the Mercury will travel into Aquarius for a couple of days. So March 4th, 5th, and 6th may be very, I don't know the exact days, I'm just guessing. Those days may be very significant for Sagittarius. Also, we need to go ahead and allow our face our demons and not just ignore them, but allow them, not focus on them either, and not allow them to like overshadow our own souls and personalities, but just recognize that they're there. It's time for transformation. It's time for them to go. It's not about ignoring. It's about letting it go, dissipating, letting it all fall down. That way we can move forward in a different place, which is what we want to do. So moving underneath us, we have the Magician in reverse, and that's just about, about no longer creating things that aren't meant to be in our lives because we can't. Because you can. You go ahead, Asia. I don't have the time. I'm going to do timestamps at the end of the video, but I haven't done them yet. Basically, this is telling me that, Saggy, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Okay. And moving forward, we have the 10 of disc in reverse, which I'm going to clarify. Okay. Which I'm going to clarify. Ooh, nose is itching. Why do we have the 10 of disc in reverse? It's like we're fighting against the earth here. What are we fighting against? The fight? We're tired of the fight. So I am really injecting myself in the reading, but there must be a reason why, Saggies. I have a message to share, apparently. This 10 of discs in reverse. What is this about? You know what's going to be hard, Saggies, is living in the real world right now. All right, let's get a card, please. All right, let me clarify this. By the way, I am doing love readings, partner readings again. Okay, so for those of you that like to watch those, don't worry. I have some videos. I just haven't posted them yet. So I will be doing those again. I'm going to start back and doing those as well as my live readings. Well, you want to be mysterious, do you? Really not giving me much on this. All right. Let me just look at this card. So the 10 of discs is all about tradition and the ending of a cycle. This can also be about marriage and having. This can be about tradition. This can also, being that's in reverse, you know what I'm getting, especially with the rearranging of the molecules. It's about taking the darkness that may have been in your family for a long time. It could possibly be about breaking it, a genetic chain. Maybe not just the genetic chain, but like, the whole thing is, these people that have had years and years of alcoholism in their family or years and years of abuse in their family, and it goes back for as long as anybody could remember. Saggy, you could be the thing that's breaking that chain, because this is tradition, okay? And this is not necessarily negative, but in the placement, because it's upside down, I think it's like breaking the tradition. We're breaking the rules, Saggies, as usual. Anyway, that's going to be our Sagittarius reading for the Mercury retrograde. Again, these readings are going to be quite esoteric. They're not going to be as clear as yes/no questions that some of y'all might be used to me giving you, because they're not meant to be clear, because Mercury is retrograding in Pisces, okay? All right, so y'all, who's next? Who's next? Who hasn't had their sign read yet? I was going to read Scorpio again. I don't feel good about the first Scorpio reading. So is there anyone else besides Scorpios, Libras, and Sagittarians in the room? How come I'm not seeing a lot of I'm seeing a lot of The chats on my phone are coming up quicker. No, nose itching means that you could be getting your third eye and your crown chakra is activated. So you'll notice a lot of readers sometimes will mess with their face or their nose because you're getting a tingling. That's what it is. It's normal. when you're channeling. Oh, Rosie, Cancer, love my Cancers. Yay. Cancer reading for the Mercury retrograde. For whatever reason, I want to stick with these cards. I'm going to stick with these cards. And we'll talk about Cancer. Cancer, this is going to be an interesting time for you as well. So basically the way we're looking at this reading, Cancer, is that this is going to be about Mercury retrograde, what it's trying to teach us, the lessons that we can learn. So that's what this reading is going to be about. So it's going to be general, and you can apply it to anywhere in your life that you wish, okay? And Teresa, I am going to do Scorpio again. I did a Scorpio reading earlier, but I wasn't happy with it. I wasn't happy with it because I wasn't focused, and I was talking about too many things. So normally it's not in my nature to change my readings, but I'm going to do another Scorpio reading. Okay, Cancer, my lovely Cancers. I'm excited to see what the Mercury retrograde in Pisces is going to bring for you. You forgot about the crannies. Who were the crannies? Oh, crabbies. Crabbies. Oh, I can't figure out. I can never forget crabbies, okay? Because guess who's crabby in my life? My mom, okay? My aunt, my niece. I mean, I have so many Cancers in my life. Like, my mom. She would never let me forget about her, okay? Not even for a second. And my aunt, her sister, who's like a second mom, and then her daughter, they're all Cancers. And I love Cancers, okay? Cancers have so many qualities that I don't have. So I find them very, the one thing I am very in tune with Cancers is their empathic abilities, okay? All right, Rosie, so let's find out what the Mercury retrograde has in store for you beginning today through the end of the retrograde, okay? What are the messages for Cancer, please? Ace of Swords. Crossing you, Five of Wands. Underneath, the underneath is the Eight of Cups in reverse. Got to be careful of that. Recent past, Ace of Discs. Wow, there's a lot of stuff coming in for you guys. Lots of aces. I'm going to push this back. I can't even see this side of my, whatever. What is crowning my Cancers? The Moon. Your card. Beautiful. You know what? I just got a message. Cancers may be very, I think Cancers right now would be, people are going to gravitate toward you during this time. So be aware that you could be very effective and healing and helpful to people in Cancer. Your Venus is in Cancer. So if your Venus is in Cancer, specifically, you need to just recognize that people maybe relationship-wise, maybe reaching out to you for help, okay? I just got that message. Moving forward, Seven of Wands, I like it. So let's see what's going on here. So what is this? I'm going to do some more clarifiers. This Ace of Wands in the center of, Ace of Wands in the center of Cancer's reading is a new start. But for me, this is an epiphany card. It's like maybe several of you, if you haven't received an epiphany, you will. And it's not going to be in the form of a letter, a contract, a phone call from a friend, a book. It's going to be like a download from the universe. It's going to be an emotional epiphany, all right, because of the retrograde. It's going to be like, all of a sudden you might feel like, oh, I'm having this feeling. Okay, now I can release it. I don't have to hold on to it anymore. It's a wave. It's passed over me, and now it's gone. Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe I don't need to clarify that. What is this Five of Wands, though? There's a fight here. Okay. Some of you feel like you have to fight to maintain your dignity and your strength and your soft, because you think you're soft. And anybody that thinks that a Cancer is soft is just doesn't understand a Cancer. Okay. Cancers are very soft inside their shells. Getting inside the shell is the hard part, right? But I wonder what this fight is. It does feel like stubbornness. I'm going to say it feels like stubbornness on your part because there's a fear. I am going to clarify the Five of Wands. Why do we have the Five? Okay. Why do we have the Five of Wands crossing? And we have the Seven of Cups. All right. Something that you thought you had figured out, something that you thought was going to happen a certain way, got all messed up. There were some illusions or delusions around this thing, a lot of confusion, and this pissed you off. I feel like some of you feel like somebody was keeping something from you, and because you're not one to keep things from. So somebody was trying to fool you, Cancer. Somebody was trying to, it was as clear as day to you. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I'm doing a lot of blue today because I'm celebrating water. But I love all the signs, but I'm celebrating Pisces. You might lie to a Cancer, okay? But you can't hold your feelings back from a Cancer. So, and not only that, but somebody just recently made you an offer, a solid offer, and then you weren't able to really grasp it, or you're not really able to understand it or follow it because comes in all this confusion. And I feel like it's a lie. I feel like there's too much going on. And so now you have a little bit of a fighting spirit. I feel like you're blocking yourself just a little bit as far as allowing this to come to the surface and allowing yourself to accept that you're mad. All right. With the Eight of Cups, you're having a really hard time walking away from something. So, okay. All right. So for many of you, you guys know, it's like you know better. You know better. You know you shouldn't do this. You know you shouldn't go down this rabbit hole with this person again. Actually, I need a cigarette. Y'all are stressing me out. Oh my God. You don't want to go down this rabbit hole with this person again. You just don't want to do it. They came into you with an offer, or very possibly this is somebody new that came into an offer, but they sparked in you a reminder of someone else or triggered you in such a way that you got excited about it, but you won't let yourself get excited about it because you don't trust this person and it pissed you off. It's kind of like, don't dangle something in front of me unless you intend to give it to me. But I want to say, I feel like Cancer, I feel like you guys are a little bit lost in this because I think you guys are a little bit swept up in the emotion and possibly the trigger than the actual reality of what's going on. Part of that is because there's a part of you that is not ready to let go. This is definitely a relationship-ish reading. It's kind of going that way. Like, you're not ready to let go of the illusion that someone is feeding you. Sometimes you buy into it, but most of the time you don't. You know that you need to walk away from it, but you can't, and that frustrates you. The reason you can't walk away from it is because it's not time for you to walk away from it. There's still lessons for you to learn with regards to this situation, this person, whatever it is. That's why the Eight of Cups is in reverse, is because it's not time for you to walk away from it, even though you know it's not good for you. So why do you indulge in something that you know, not indulge, but why do you continue to focus on something that's not good for you? Well, I guess you're being led to. Beating yourself up over it is not going to help. Perfect example. I know cigarettes aren't good for me. I'm not ready to let go yet. That's a very simple explanation of all the big things I'm trying to say. But if you relate this to love, or you relate this to a relationship or a family member, however you're relating to, I can feel your frustration. because you want to move ahead, but I think you will be triumphant, okay, with the Seven of Wands, because I love this particular card. Look at this. I mean, hello, definitely a Leo card, but it's about triumph. It's about defending what you believe in, defending the truth with passion and making it, all right? So in the Rider-Waite Tarot, you guys, it's that guy with one stick and he's fighting off like 6 other sticks. Like all these people are trying to come after him and he's like the lone guy going, no, 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 you can't get me, you can't. Now, sometimes this could be a negative thing. It's like too much defensive behavior, but moving forward, you guys are going to have the strength by the end of this retrograde, okay, to actually move forward and triumph, all right? That may not be walking away, but at least you're not going to allow yourself to be pulled into confusion and fight, okay? Because there is real stuff here. You have real opportunities and real offers that have come into your life, but they're clouded and they're being blocked. That's the word. It's blocked by something that you know is bad for you. I feel like in your head, I feel like in your head and your heart, you know that it's bad for you, but for some reason that you cannot figure out, you still can't walk away. All right. So I feel like moving out of this Mercury retrograde, you are going to move into a different place and you are going to be able to stand up for yourself moving forward. That doesn't mean you're going to walk away from it. I don't know what that means because this is the future. It just means that you're going to triumph over the negative stuff that you already know is negative that you can't seem to stop. It's almost like not obsessive behavior, but it's I understand what I'm trying to say, but sometimes it's hard for me to put it into words. Anyway, Cancer, I think that's going to be your reading. I send you lots of love while you go through this difficult process, but just know that you're going through the process. You're moving through the process. You're going to continue to reveal secrets. People aren't going to be able to hide shit from you. Okay. You're going to bust everybody that's going to try to lie to you, whether it's in your head or with your words. You don't necessarily have to say out loud, but people are going to come to you and they're going to say stuff to you. And you're going to be like, If you've got people throwing shade at you behind your back, you're going to know. You're going to know. By the end of the Mercury retrograde, you're going to be able to come out of this with a fighting spirit and a positive, passionate spirit moving forward. And when I say fighting, I don't mean hurting anybody. I mean standing up for yourself and doing what's right for yourself because you know what that is, okay? And it's not surrounding yourself with shady-ass people, all right? Okay, so that's Cancer's reading. Who's next? Oh, I think we need to do Scorpio. Let's go ahead and do Scorpio, but before we get to Scorpio, guys, I'm going to have to take a quick break to the powder room. Okay, I will be right back. Please hang tight, and we'll do Scorpio when I get next, okay? When I get back. Thanks. All right, hang 10 or hang tight or whatever you want to call it. Oh, my throat is so hippie. That's why I have my, thank you. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you, Rosie. I love seeing you here. Thank you for coming by. Okay. So my throat, this is my throat chakra necklace, by the way. This was made for me. It was actually made for me. It was custom made, which just, I can't, I cried so many tears that night from my sister. Okay, whew. Cleared that out. Cleared that out. All right. So we're going to do Scorpios, and then I think we'll hit Gemini because we've got Rainbow Hunter, my Gemini, in the house. And then whoever else comes in. It's a small group. That's fine. I told myself this year I wasn't going to read for numbers. I wasn't going to read for I wasn't going to read to get the most numbers. I was going to read what's true to my heart. So, oh, Aquarius. Yes, yes, Isaac. We will do Aquarius as well. We'll do Aquarius. You're in the loop. Okay. Okay. So, Scorpio. Back to Scorpio. Scorpios, let me give you a real reading, a good reading. This is for Scorpios for the Mercury retrograde. Did you have a birthday recently? We're still in Aquarius season. It's almost over. I love Aquarians. I have an Aquarian moon, so I will be interested in your reading anyway for myself because I'm self-centered, I guess. I don't know. All right. Okay. We had a flipper. 7 of Swords in the middle of your reading. Wow. Yeah, and I got this on Scorpio's love reading, which I have not posted, by the way. So y'all haven't even seen it, Scorpios. Let me try this. Yeah, there's only 2 people in here. Rainbow Hunter, it's you and Isaac. I'm going to have to burn this out. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Scorpios, and then we'll do Gemini, and then we'll hit Aquarius. Well, I ain't gonna hit you, honey. But you know what I mean. Okay. Scorpio for the Mercury retrograde. What do we have? Oh, I feel like you guys are frustrated. You're frustrated deep inside. I don't know that you feel it. I feel like you're ooh, I think you're underneath, your subconscious is frustrated with you. Don't hit me, Scorpio. That's what they said. And I don't mess around with Scorpio. I'm just saying, I don't mess with Scorpios. Like, I don't mess with them at all. Yeah, Chloe. She's taking a nap. Here, Chloe. We'll give her a heart. Okay, there's your heart. Mama loves you. Go back to sleep. I don't want her barking at us. And go back to sleep, Mama. You're a good girl. All right. Judgment. Whoa. Recent past, we got the Judgment card. There's a lot going on with these guys. And what is crowning Scorpio at this time? I didn't get a crossing card. I don't know why. Crowning Scorpio 4-0. Things did not work out the way they were supposed to work out. Oh yeah. You guys are breaking it. You guys are breaking ties with somebody. Moving forward, we've got the 8 of Swords. So I'm going to clarify the 7 of Swords for the center of the reading. Why do we have the 7 of Swords for Scorpio? This is playing unfairly, and it's sort of like a justified. And I'll tell you why it's justified. Because we have judgment for your recent past. In your recent past, we have judgment. Okay? So you've been called to face something. I always kind of feel like this card is like more about your moral code or your integrity, etc. And something forced you to focus on this in your recent past. Okay? So like you're kind of fighting against it right now because it's just a process you're going through. But I'm going to clarify. What is the 7? No, let's clarify. Let's clarify the judgment. This whole reading needs to be clarified. Scorpios cannot hide their emotions anymore. They're coming. 6 of the Gemini, Lover's card, clarifying judgment. So, a decision's been made. In your recent past, you made a decision with your heart. But I feel like, I don't know. The judgment is telling me that, can I get some more clarification, please? What is this judgment about? You're dealing with a Gemini, Scorpio. I don't really get a lot of love with this reading. It's more like Six of Wands in reverse. You're being forced to see something. You were forced to see something that you didn't necessarily want to see. You didn't ask for. Somebody messed with your heart and divided you. You have triumphed over something. Something you thought you had triumphed over has been called into question. Something you thought that you had done the right thing, your ethics have been called into question. Okay? So, or your integrity is called into question by the universe, and it's keeping you up at night. This is something that is because you acted with your heart. You did. You acted with your heart. But I feel like it's more ego-based, as in, okay, you did something recently to get you some recognition from other people. You thought you were doing the right thing. And now you recently recognize that you're not necessarily being true to yourself, that you were more doing it for other people, okay? Now, that's why the center of your reading is the 7 of Swords, because you want to hold on to that which is maybe not yours, because you're still trying to sort of even out, I wanted to say the balance or the scales. You want to make it right, even though you feel like you can't make it right. You can't make something right. Let's see. What is the 7 of Swords doing in the center of Scorpio's reading? I don't see Scorpio as someone that doesn't act without integrity or acts immorally. That's why this is confusing the heck out of me. Something's definitely going on with Scorpio. As the first Scorpio reading was difficult, so I'm being blocked. The moon, secrets were revealed. You cannot hide anymore. So some secrets were revealed, whether you revealed them or somebody revealed them about you, or it got through to you in your own head. You had to come out with it. There's no running from it anymore. And you are trying to run from it. You're trying to run from it. You're trying to grab everything you can out of the situation and run from it, okay? Why are you so frustrated? Why is your soul so frustrated? Scorpio, what is going on here? This one's, oh yeah, because you feel left out in the cold. You feel like nobody understands you. Deep inside, you feel alone, Scorpio. Deep inside, you're feeling alone. And this is very, very frustrating because it's like you're really, really trying to push through something. This is about emotions. You feel like you can't express your emotions. Your emotions are not being allowed to come out. Okay. You feel like you're stuck underground. Literally, look at this picture. All right. It's like a horror to me. You're being stuck. You are stuck. You see how he's stuck there? Your soul is stuck. It's stuck. Why do we have the Four of Wands in reverse crowning you? Okay, all right. It's okay to be unstable. It's okay to not know what you want. It's okay to not commit to anything at this time. In fact, I understand why this is crowning you. I understand why this is crowning you. Celebrations, stability, and all that is really not in your truth right now. So I think you are beginning to let it go and just let go of stability. You have to let go of some friendships. You have to let go of some relationships as well. But let's clarify. What is the Four of Wands doing in reverse? Why am I having such a hard time with Scorpio? Spirit, please give me some clear messages for Scorpio. Did my candle go out? No, it did not. Okay. Three of Swords in reverse and the Fool card. Because you just want to do what you want to do. And you feel like people have stabbed you in the back to the point where you just don't care moving forward. You just don't care. All right. You got the Three of Swords in reverse, which could be a third party situation, but it's like you're in the thick of it and it hurts now. Whereas before you were comfortable with it, or you were okay with it, or you were able to make a commitment to one person or the other, or they made a commitment, whatever. I feel like it's just so many different scenarios. But I think you feel like you missed the bus and somebody called you out for a fool. And that's why you just want to take everything you possibly can and run, and you feel justified in doing so. But unfortunately, because you have so much integrity and you have so many personal ethical morals, that you're just frustrated plus more frustration. Gosh. I do feel good about this, though, moving forward. I do see this as a very positive sign for you moving forward throughout. This is going to be a tough retrograde for Scorpio and somewhat confusing. Okay, so I'm going to just have to call that one out. But yeah, the Eight of Swords moving forward is basically just saying that you're just going to give up trying to logically work anything out, and you're just going to go with your intuition moving forward, because honestly, Scorpio, you cannot ignore judgment. Judgment is it's not your card, but I definitely think it's a good calling for you. I think it's definitely if somebody was to judge a situation, I would want a Scorpio to judge. If I was to be judged, I would want a Scorpio to judge me. It's not just that they have integrity, but it's that they are willing to look into the the other side of things. Okay. And moving forward, I think you're going to close your eyes to what's going on around you. You're going to go within again, go dig back down in the dirt, which you need to do sometimes. And moving forward, you're going to be able to pick up these swords, because once you do that, you're going to recognize that these swords are not pointed at you. They are just pointed in the ground. In fact, you can open your eyes and pick one up and move forward. You are not defenseless. And I feel like you're feeling attacked on all sides, because maybe you're the one that's lashing out. Okay, I get it. All right. It's almost like when I have this scenario, I get scenarios sometimes. I have to go this way to explain stuff because I don't always get my information clearly in words, but this is sort of like, do you know how like the older sister always gets young, or the older brother or sibling gets blamed for what the younger brother or sister does? So like the younger brother or sister does something and like nobody else sees it except the younger or brother or sister or the younger sibling, and they just look at you like, when you get in trouble. I feel like that's the scenario you're in. And in Scorpio, I can understand why you're so angry and frustrated here. Woo, heavy. So hopefully moving into, I do see this as a positive card though, moving out of the Mercury retrograde, because you're going to be like, screw, I am not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm going to go within. I'm going to continue to do what's right. I'm not going to allow anybody to stab me in the back because I can't even see this. I'm just going to block it. You're just going to block out the stuff. Okay. You're going to block out the punishment, the negativity that's being thrown at you that you actually don't deserve. You're going to block it out. Okay. So I do feel like you're under attack. Okay, Scorpio. And I just want you to know that I don't want you to live, of course, and sit in this frustration, and neither does the universe, but this is just the process. And ultimately, let me go ahead, because that was such a big reading. Let me go ahead and clarify, Scorpio. Let me go ahead. I mean, not clarify, but I'm gonna pull an oracle card, which I don't do often. So I don't do often. How is everybody going? Great Libra, how is everybody going? See, my words are getting mixed up. See, my throat. Whew. My throat chakra is a little bit wacky. Great Libra read. I was thinking about sleeping to affirmation meditation too. Actually, I don't remember the Libra reading. I forgot it. I'll go back and check it out though. Asia Nicole. Stick around, guys. This is a really good reading for your moon as well, being that we're dealing with the emotional messages, maybe message block from the Mercury retrograde. And so let me pull, I'm going to pull a crystal angel I'm going to pull an oracle for my beautiful Scorpios. You guys are, this is about unfairness, and it's even bothering it because it's bothering me. I'm having an empathic reaction, if that helps. Why is everybody having a hard time with their throat today? It's not just me. I did some video readings, and as I was playing them back, I was like, God, I sound like a frog. Anyway, it was really cool. 55 and still have your tonsils. You go with your tonsils. You can talk. I still have my tonsils. Woo-wee. All right, this one wanted to come out, Cancer. Fluorites. A beautiful card. This is about being authentic to yourself, exactly like the Eight of Swords moving forward. It's about being authentic to yourself, allowing yourself to be beautiful, okay? Allowing your beauty to shine, whether people understand it or not, allowing yourself to be as beautifully complicated as you need to be. Let me read the card. Be yourself as God made you naturally, attractive and lovable inside and out. And I believe I have some fluorite. Anyway, I don't think it's with me, but yes, fluorite. Yes, believe in yourself. Be yourself. And I know that taking everything you can and running is not you being yourself, guys. Perhaps you have been trying to conform to others' expectations and lost yourself along the way. Maybe that's why I can't do your reading, because I'm lost too. Now it's time to be you, wonderful and amazing as God created you. This may involve you speaking more authentically from your heart and letting people know your real thoughts and feelings. You may detach from people pleasing or worrying about others' approval, which is not something I see a Scorpio doing. But when you are blamed for something that you did not do, really hard not to retaliate, really not hard not to defend yourself or keep your mouth shut, okay? You may be guided to be more real in your physical appearance, such as ditching hair dye or artificial tanning, eyelashes, or fingernails. Well, I don't really buy that stuff. Basically, just saying be authentic, be yourself. And if you being yourself is eyelashes and fingernails, then go for it. I'm not really a big fan of that. But this is about healing from a psychic attack, or from traumas that have shattered your faith. Yeah. So Oracle, okay, so Scorpio. Scorpios, I love you. Hang in there. You guys are always the center of so many of my readings that I feel like I guess there's something between my particular gifts and Scorpios. And you know what? I have very little Scorpio in my chart too. So it's really easy, right? It's really easy. This is kind of funny. Guess what just hit the ground, y'all? While I'm doing readings, like, I'm not like this all the time, but while I'm doing readings, things that happen, I feel like they happen. I think they do have meaning. And I had my Whitman's, which a friend of mine got me, and it just fell out, and all the chocolate was face down on the dirty floor. It's like you can't even enjoy the things you love. Fuck it. All right. 2-second roll. Okay, Isaac. Aquarius. I'm for Aquarius. I'm for Aquarius. Aquarius, I just want you to know that this might be a rough time for you as well. You're going to have to look at the really hard truths. All right? I'm going to get this off for you guys. I'm going to bring out a brand new deck for my Aquarians. Not brand new, but brand new for the day. Because I think y'all can handle it. All right. All right, Scorpios, to send y'all lots of love, even if you're not in the room. Whew. In fact, this really makes me want to reach out to a friend of mine that's a Scorpio, an old friend. I might need to do that. A very old friend. As in, our parents were pregnant together. We've been friends since in utero. I haven't talked to her in like 10 years. I really feel like I should reach out to her. Yeah, I'm going to do that. All right. So letting that energy go. And we're going to see about Aquarians. Aquarius, this is a really great time for you guys because you guys are, as you always do, affecting the world. You're being your fabulous, rebellious selves. But right now, the collective is actually hearing from you, listening from you. It's a really good time for you to get public with your thoughts and ideas. Nothing is too shocking and nothing is going to be too, for right now, for this period of time, especially through the Mercury retrograde, and I feel like I'm channeling this, but I feel like nothing is too out there and wacky and weird. You don't need to hold back. Someone will hear you, okay? Someone will hear you in your strangeness. Oh, beautiful. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, current situation, Ace of Cups, brand new emotional, loving energy coming in from the universe. Maybe this is about your birthday, just celebrating you, celebrating who you are, and just being loved and allowing yourself to be loved and loving yourself. All right, what is crossing my Aquarius? What is crossing Aquarius? See, I like that. I don't even care if there's one person in the room. I'm just going to do all the signs, and I'm going to take my sweet time doing them. Isaac, my Aquarius. Oh, Rainbow Hunter, I haven't forgot. We'll get to Gemini. We will. We will. I just know you'll stick around. Hopefully. You said you would. You are very eccentric. Yes, you are. But what I'm saying is that, like, most of the time you feel like you have to keep your thoughts and ideas to yourself. But this card is letting me know, especially because it's coming out during your season, that, God, this is bad. It's not bad, but it's a lot. When you share ideas and when you share parts of yourself that you normally hide, it's going to be met with unexpected delight, unexpected understanding, and maybe even love. Okay. What is crossing Aquarius? The Chariot. I don't usually do Celtic. Y'all haven't seen me do Celtic crosses because I usually do quick readings on these lives. Yeah. So the Chariot, what's crossing you is You feel like you have to act, like you have to move. Why in the world? Let me go ahead and lay out the rest of the cards, and then I'll clarify that. Underneath, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. Whoa. Recent past, Three of Pentacles in reverse. Crowning you, the Ten of Swords in reverse. Okay, this just took on a whole different level. And moving into the future, we have Justice, beautiful Justice. So this is good. Okay, so there's a story to be told here, Aquarius, and I'm going to tell it. All right, so why do we have the Chariot crossing, Aquarius? Why do we have the Chariot crossing, Aquarius, at this time? Chariot is a Cancer card, by the way. So you could be dealing with a Cancer straight up. You could be dealing with a Cancer that's blocking you in some way. Why is the Chariot here? Why is this a block? Knight of Wands in reverse, because I think you guys feel like you have to move too fast and you're not ready yet. Like there's this thing about time for some reason in this reading, specifically regarding, I feel like you feel pressure from someone to move quickly, maybe in regards to love. Some of you may have like I do get that you might be feeling like you have to let, or you have to reject someone, or you have to let someone go, but you're just, your heart's it's too hard on your heart to do it. And so you're being blocked from receiving love because you've got, it's almost like a feeling, I'm getting an energy of feeling sorry for themselves. Or somebody's playing the victim in your life. Or someone's drawing on your energy, okay? Someone is, and maybe you're not aware of it, somebody is drawing on your energy, emotionally just draining you. And Aquarians, a lot of times that happens to Aquarians because people don't think Aquarians have emotions, because we express our emotions differently than most people on the planet, all right? We have an extreme detachment to us. I'm bringing myself into this, so there's a reason for that. I don't normally do this. I don't know why. Because it's a collective reading, I think. And it's not specifically about love. So in your recent past, there were the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I really feel like you had some balance. You had something going in your life that was working well. And then somehow somebody, you lost the recognition or respect. Or maybe you were helping somebody. You were helping somebody, but instead of it actually helping, like you were giving someone advice, but not only were you giving them advice, but you were giving them your emotional energy. So instead of listening to their energy, they just drained you from it. And then they knocked you out of balance and made you look like you were the tyrant, or made you look like you were the one that was not worth listening to. It's a very victim-y, we've got such a victim mentality happening collectively right now. I can totally see this, right, Aquarius? So somebody might have trapped you in this web, all right? Because what's underneath, what's in your subconscious, okay? What's in your belly, the underneath, is a Two of Cups in reverse. This is romantic love just falling apart, just going away. This is a loss of love. And to me, it also can be a draining of it's taking you to a place where you're out of love, or you feel like you're out of love to give. So I'm really getting emotional vampire type stuff going on with this. What's crowning you is the Ten of Swords. What's crowning you is you're over it and you're not afraid of the pain. So here's the thing about 10 cycle. Here's the thing about tens and the swords that scare everybody, right? You know, everybody's afraid of the Ten of Swords typically in the Rider-Waite. That's the one where the guy's got like 10 swords like into him. And because it's in reverse, you're ready for the cycle to end. You are just ready for the pain. I always think of it about is this. Think about a knife going into you. I don't think it's the going in that's going to hurt as much as the taking out. It's the taking it out. But you're ready for that. You're strong. You're ready for the pain. You're ready to face the pain so that you can be done. You're not going to run from pain, Aquarius. You're going to face it and be done with it. So that's something that you may, yes, they thought we are not emotional. Of course you're emotional. In fact, Aquarians have so much love, not just for themselves or the people in their lives, but they're humanitarians. They love everyone. They can, I have an Aquarius moon, so it's like I often feel that people take advantage of my love because they don't see it as being personal. They think it's impersonal. But it's the starseed, it's the alien side, okay? That's why it seems unemotional, but it's not. What's beautiful about this reading is the Ten of Swords in reverse. Because you are ready to be done, you are ready to face the pain, and I think that that's because you have no love, you have no more love for this situation, you have no more love. You're not going to put any more emotion into something that is going to knock you off your balance, okay? You're just not. You're not. You have, in the center of your reading, you have this overflowing cup of emotion and love. That's where you're at right now. But in your subconscious, we got the Two of Cups, which is one of the most romantic cards in the deck, but it's being in reverse. And I just feel like you're just losing love for the whole situation. You're loving something. You're not loving something that you used to love. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a process. And even though this person might have been using you, in fact, you might have been part of a triangle that you didn't even know you were part of, but you were astute enough to figure it out, okay? And so, or astute enough to just be like, this is off, I feel off, this isn't going to work. No, you're ready to face the pain and deal with it, because it's not so much that you're not emotional, but you can be somewhat detached from your emotions. So this is also a big warning for you not to indulge in escapism during this Mercury retrograde. That could be too much time living in a fantasy world. That could be, this could really have to do a lot with, and I'm not saying you're going to do it, that you might be tempted to possibly, it's not a good time to use any mind-altering substances or live in a fantasy world. Okay, it's a good time for grounding. And then we have justice going forward. So this is Libra, and this is air, and this is your just dues going forward out of the Mercury retrograde. Again, with the karmic cycle, you're one of the signs that's going to come out of the karmic cycle, like ending a cycle and evening out the scales the way they're meant to be. So if you have any Libras in your life, I would gravitate toward them, okay? Help them understand the balance, okay? I mean, they will help you understand the balance. A Libra might recognize within you your emotional depth where someone else may not during this time, okay? During this time. Okay, Aquarius, I think that's going to be your reading. Let's move on to Gemini. You know what? We haven't done any earth signs yet. I don't have a lot of earth signs. I have my Virgo. I have a Virgo follower who's my buddy. I don't see him here today. Let's go ahead and do Gemini, and then we'll just start picking signs. And maybe if some folks watch this later, we'll get their reading as well. And some of you that are watching may not be able to chat, so just know that I will get to your sign. These are long readings. These are in-depth readings is what I'm doing today for all the signs, which I've never done before. What is this? Not all at once. Not all at once. So Gemini, I'm going to keep out. These cards are really, I don't know if it's the cards that are making me emotional. think I am going to grab another deck. I am going to grab another deck for Gemini because I don't want to get my shit mixed up in y'all's reading. All right. Geminis get a tough rap, don't they? Y'all get a hard. I've noticed in the tarot world that a lot of people are like, they really give Geminis a hard time. I don't know why. I kind of know why, but I feel like I'm sort of a good reader for the oddball. I'm a good reader for the not just the outcast, but the like I've been outcasted from groups of outcasts. Okay. Like I am such a solo person. I am so in touch with doing my own thing that it's not that I'm looking out for the underdog, but I'm looking out for the misunderstood. I feel like that's a lot of what resonates with me and resonates with you guys, with folks that are the signs that are misunderstood. And there's some signs that I really need to work on connecting with more. And a lot of them are heavy in my chart. Like Capricorn, I'm heavy Capricorn and I don't connect with Capricorns much. And I need to look at that. Maybe that's what I need to look. Where did these cards go? Oh, they're up here. Maybe that's what I need to look at during the Mercury retrograde. So that's a message for me. I'm going to take myself out of that. This is for my lovely, beautiful, shiny, sexy, gems, confusing twins. Okay? This is for y'all, for your Mercury retrograde. Pour a lot of love and hope. Spirit, make all messages as clear as we possibly can for the Geminis, because they're the ones that are going to have the hardest time with this retrograde through this time. Okay, I had to shift the energy. No, I feel like I'm going to cry. Like, what? All right. I'm moving all these stones up closer. I need them. Thank you. All right, I feel better. Ooh, this clear quartz is just like vibrating in my hand. Okay. All right, we're good now. We're good. We're good. Okay, Geminis. I'm going to use my Tawaka cards for y'all. Yes, I'm talking about the liquor. They're really beautifully drawn, believe it or not. Cards are all about what kind of energy you put into them. And I was so attracted to the beautiful pictures on the cards that I didn't really recognize that they were made by a liquor distributor until later. I didn't really think about that. I was just so attracted to the beautiful draw. Look at that. I love stuff like that. It's muted. It's kind of rough. It feels more just the artwork. All right. And what information do we have for Gemini through this Mercury retrograde starting today? What information do we have? What enlightenment can we give these beautiful people during this difficult time? Justice. Wow, this card has come out like how many times? Many times. Many times. Tawaka, is it tequila? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I like it. Or I'd probably know more about it. I don't know. Let's find out. 6 of Cups. All right. Something in the past. Okay. So this is about, and I'm really feeling your childhood. Something that was, you were in the middle of, I feel like you were, again, this is a little bit like the Scorpio reading, you were unjustly treated. And I do believe that some of this is going to link back to your childhood. Trigger warning, sorry. That's just what I'm getting. Because this Mercury retrograde is going to bring up karmic cycles It could be resolving the situation, but let's see what other information Spirit has for my beautiful Geminis. 8 of Cups. Oh, beautiful 8 of Cups, but it's upright. So this is beautiful. Inside your soul, inside your subconscious, they want you to let this pain go, okay? Because I think you're beginning to move into an area of your life where you're beginning to realize, okay, that it's not about being treated unfairly. I mean, yes, this could be a traumatic experience from the past. This could be this could be a soulmate that really broke your heart coming up from the past, that you really walked away from feeling drained, whereas you felt like they walked away okay. And yet, you know, it hasn't been put right. But right at the center of your reading is justice. So it's going to be put right. I think that's what this is going to be about for you guys. But with all these cups, all this water in here so far, I really do believe that this is going to be about emotion, all right? And it's going to be about if you stick in your emotions and do not attach them to thoughts, don't attach. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm feeling bad, like right now, like I feel like I'm crying, I want to cry. Do I have to attach that sadness to a thought? No. You can just let yourself feel a certain way and just feel it, okay? Because those are the ocean tides. It's the karmic cycle that's working within you. Don't have to think about it. You don't have to figure it out. It's going to work out, okay? And in your recent past, we have the 2 of Wands. So this is, you know, maybe you have met someone. Maybe you are with someone. You're in the process of I feel like you have recently met someone new or let someone in your life that is good for you and positive for you. I don't always get that off this card, but it's someone that's almost going to allow you to take a step out of your comfort zone. And that's what you're going to need to do. So you feel a little bit more supported right now. And that's good because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. Let's see what's crowning you guys. Wow, I'm 2 hours in, you guys. 2 hours in. Speak to me, liquor cards. 4 of Cups, another water card crowning you. Beginning to see the, okay, all right, because of this horrible thing that was done to you, maybe as a child, I'm gonna go there. This horrible injustice that you have, that is for whatever reason coming to the surface now, is now blocking you from love. I don't want you to live in a victim world, but I do feel that you have been victimized probably as a young person. And this is definitely going to come up for you over the Mercury retrograde. Probably not a good time to have long conversations with people that aren't maybe, I really like literally heard like trained. Like this would be a good time to speak with therapists or people that you feel safe and comfortable with rather than your normal crowd of people that you might talk to. Okay. So that's what I'm getting from this card. Let's see, what is the near future for coming out of the retrograde strength, Leo, and the 9 of Wands, loss of strength. Well, let's see. Strength and loss of strength. Well, I'll just tell you right now, you guys are the epitome of confusion of the yin and yang, but somehow you make it work. So this is a very Gemini reading. Moving forward, I do see that you will figure this out. You're going to have to be strong. I am afraid that fears and nightmares and things that are coming up from you could try is going to attempt to I'm thinking of like a little like a little tool that's like chipping away, it's chipping away at your soul. And like, it's just like, no, this has got to be freaking resolved. It's going to be resolved in the next 30 days. So take that going forward. If you can't take anything else from the reading, is that yes, it's chipping away at you, but strength is there. That Leo strength, you have power and you have loss of power. It's the twins. It's the I can't even say the damn word. Juxtaposition that is Gemini. And in that duality and in that opposite, the feeling of halfway being strong and the halfway being weak, this is your strength, okay? Because you are creating friction by being opposite. So you think of it, I think of Geminis a lot like a magnet, like the negative and the positive. The magnet, they repel, and then when you switch them, but regardless, whatever way they go, they create energy. And I think that's why I do get along with Gemini so well, is because I often feel split in half. I often feel, because of other things that have happened in my life, I often feel two different ways about the same thing. And this does create energy, and this creates drive to move forward. So overall, I do feel like this, like I said in the very beginning, this is going to be hard for Geminis. There's going to be a lot of emotional shit that's going to come up. All right. But I do feel that the strength is what you need. The internal strength is what you need to open yourself up to love. Okay. Because it's within that strength and the energy that's created by the friction moving forward that you are going to have your strength. Okay. Does that make sense? Like, I don't even know how to really, let me clarify this. I'm by the near future, because I feel like the rest of the reading was very clear. It literally came through like that. Messages were easy, not like Scorpio. Maybe we'll look at Leo next, unless there's someone else in the house. And then, yeah, we've definitely had Libra's making an impact as well through this reading. Page of Swords, clarifying. Yeah, I love it. Okay. So the Page of Swords, I always associate with Gemini. And so it's clarifying the Nine of Wands in reverse and the Strength card. Excuse me. Hold on. Okay. I was going to sneeze, but then it passed. You guys are going to be able to embrace the excuse me. I always think of this Page of Swords as somebody that is like, it's like the kid that like you loved and hated at the same time, because they were so witty. So sometimes the things that would come out of their mouth were so funny and real and hysterical, but sometimes they're sharp, witty, because they're based on brains, right? And they're quick-witted. So your strength is within yourself. But this, to me, because this has to do with your childhood, I think of this person as almost like an adolescent. So it's like going back to your adolescence and rearranging it and coming out strong rather than weak. Because, you know, we have to revisit sometimes our past in order to change the patterns that we make in the future, not to repeat the same cycles. So maybe Gemini, if this is resonating with you, look toward an area, a particular time in your past as a adolescent where your particular brand of wit and lightheartedness, that the way you approach the world, how that might have, something or someone may have used that against you or harmed you in that part of you, and that part of you needs to come back out. That's funny, since I will be going through puberty again. Yes, that's right. Rainbow Hunter is transitioning. You are transitioning. Are you? So you are taking hormones then? This could be a personal reading then, because honestly, it is revisiting that time in your childhood and being willing to, you can't change your past, right? You can change your past, but I think we take on shit that doesn't belong to us when we're younger because we're vulnerable. So we're attacked by outside forces, whether it be a person, whether it be, society, whether it be spiritual, because especially when hormones are in that flux and changing in that way, you're specifically vulnerable during that time. I'm seeing that going on with someone I know and dearly love that's a teen. It's so hard to watch, but it's happening. So, I feel like that whatever that is going to come back up for you during this Mercury retrograde, because things are going to come back. Things do come back. And because this is an emotional Mercury, because it's in Pisces, it's going to hurt Gemini the hardest. But it's all about growth, Gemini. So steel yourself, protect yourself. When a lot of air signs I've noticed have an issue with spiraling thoughts. And some of them spiral up and they have brilliant ideas, and some of them spiral down. So it's very important to center yourself, center your gravity, practice yin and yang, practice finding the balance between the shadows and the light and what have you. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm just talking. But I think that's going to be your reading, Gemini. And I feel like, I think it's going to be a very tumultuous time. We had a lot of cups. We did have a lot of cups. So, but overall, this is really wonderful. That's funny, since I will be, not yet. Your appointment is on 18th March. It's very interesting that you're going through this at this time. However, the good news is your soul is ready to be done with this bullshit. It's ready to be done. Could have even been a curse. It could have been anything. But your soul is ready. So we can get attached to things that are not good for us because they're familiar to us. And things can become familiar to us if they attach themselves to us as a teenager. So this injustice that you have held on to for so long, your soul is ready to let it go. It is ready to walk away. And this is a letting go, but a painful letting go. All right. So again, this is like, to me, like a very transformative reading. It's about transforming, and it's also going to take a lot of strength. And my concern is, this week, well, blessings to you and best of luck, and stay in touch with us and let us know how it goes. I know this is going to be a big journey for you, and I'm so glad that we get to share it with you. Really. So at the end of the day, Gemini, just know that however much discomfort that you may feel over the next, I can't stop telling Geminis to stay out of their head. They're probably sick of hearing it, but ultimately let your emotions guide you unless they're spiraling down or you're attaching your emotions to thoughts and the thoughts are spiraling down. Okay. You can just feel bad and just feel bad. That could be your soul and the universe working this out for you without you consciously being aware of it. Okay. You can live consciously. I'm not saying not to live consciously, but that's a little bit what Pisces is all about. Okay. So that definitely resonates for the Mercury retrograde. All right. Where are we? We got 4 people in here. We have read for Scorpio, Sagittarius, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So we've hit all my air signs. I still need to read for Leo, Aries. I haven't done any Earth. So I'm going to I'm going to pull a card until I get, oh, Leo. Let's do Leo. I just said Leo earlier, didn't I? All right, we need to do Leo's reading. Let's use, Leos have been having a hard time of it. Not just Leos that I know, but even the astrologers have been telling me. But I think that's a fire thing too. Oh, and Cancer. Yes, we did do Cancer. So I still have Pisces, Leo, Aries, and all the earth signs. I'm looking to decide what deck I want to use. Ah, there it is. The English Magic Tarot for Leos. We're going to use this deck. I love this deck. Well, I'm certainly in the Mercury retrograde has hit me. I'm in the flow. He doesn't play video games as much as he used to. He's more into like talking to girls on his phone than anything. But I won't say anything else about him because that would piss him off. And I understand. I blame him. All right. My beautiful Leos, let's see what the Mercury retrograde has in store for you. Usually my smoky voice, I think a lot of people are like, it's pretty hot, but right now it's like scratching. It's scratchy. Oh, I'm running out of, there we go. Leos. I'm going to move a little faster because I am running out of energy and we are 2 hours in. Okay. Okay. Center of your reading, the full in reverse. Crossing you, the sun. Ooh, your own sign is crossing you. What? Oh, man, Leos, I knew it was going to be a heavy reading. That's what I get for doing a Mercury retrograde in Pisces reading. Duh, Rachel. Of course. The Tower in reverse for the underneath. 3 of Cups in reverse for your recent past. 10 of Coins crowning you. That's beautiful. I love that. And moving forward, we have Judgment in reverse. Holy shit. Well, I don't even know where to start with this, Leo. In your recent past, we have the 3 of Cups. This could be about like hanging out with the wrong crowd. 3's a crowd, not getting the attention that you really, the one-on-one attention that you really need. So you're not really communicating very well. A third party is intervening in a situation. So I'm going to clarify this for Leo. Why do we have the 3 of Cups in reverse for the recent past? What is this about? This could be someone that is living kind of in your, it's strange because it doesn't really feel like a Leo thing, but I do kind of feel like for you guys, Leo, that someone might be interfering with your emotional stability. Somebody's really got you whacked out a little bit more than like ever. And we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So this is an energy of at least you're beginning to come out of this. Going from a 3 to 4 is good. Being that it's in reverse, looking at the past here, we already, I think maybe you're beginning to recognize that. Let me get one more card. 3 of Cups to the 4 of Cups. Can I get some more clarity, please, Spirit? My lovely Leos. Queen of Cups in reverse. Well, that makes more sense. So we could be dealing with a third-party situation that really threw you off your game. It really had you feeling left out. You could have been left out here. And that's really not a thing for Leo. Leo's not really cool with that. There's a lot of all these cups being in reverse really kind of disturbs me, because it's almost like your emotions are you're ignoring sort of your emotional guidance. Let's look at the main. What is the Fool doing here in the center? Why do we have, so the Fool in reverse is obviously, to me, is obviously like, it's not like taking the blind leap of faith. It's like taking that blind leap of faith and actually falling. So it's almost like, you stepped out there with your heart just like this, just ready to set out on a journey. And then you felt a full 5 of Cups. Oh. You felt like a fool. The sun is crossing you because maybe the sun blinded you to the moon, blinded you to the darkness, blinded you to the darkness within others that you could not see because it's not part of who you are. All right. So I'm feeling a loss of innocence. Oh, and I hate that. I'm feeling a loss of innocence for you guys, Leo. I feel like you're feeling depressed about it. But thank goodness this 5 of Cups is in reverse, because again, with the 5 of Cups, again, he's got 2 cups behind him. He's focused on the ones that he doesn't have, but it's in reverse. So he's working his way to turning around and noticing what he still has. And the sun being a detriment is, what is that for? What is that, Spirit? The Devil in reverse. The Devil in reverse. So this is kind of clear to me, but it's kind of hard to say. This is about codependency. This is about chains. This is about chains that you feel that you are linked to someone. You feel like you have a tie, a soulmate, a twin flame. You've thought about this person or this thing in that way. So you've lived in the sun. You focus on the positive. You only put out positive. You only put out strength. But there were shadows lurking, and you feel like a fool for not seeing it. And this is making you depressed. So now the sun was in the detriment. The sun was in the detriment because the sun blinded you from, everyone has good and bad qualities. Everybody has light and dark. This isn't about demonizing anyone or anything of that nature. But what it is about is saying that, the sun is so bright you can't look at it. So if you're focusing on something that's so bright, maybe you didn't get the whole picture, and maybe you feel like a fool because you change yourself to a person. Because this could be a Capricorn Aries is showing up in this reading, Cancer is showing up in this reading, and Scorpio. But regardless, this does feel like a relationship reading because of just the way the cards are laid out. But you can apply it to any area of your life. But this is in reverse, the Devil is a very codependent. You feel attached. You feel like you cannot sever the ties. And that is clarifying the sun. The reason that you feel that way is that you didn't even realize that you were creating bonds, chains, these chains down here, right here. You didn't even see them because the sun was so bright. And the devil can definitely blind you. because the devil likes the fact, he thinks it's funny when people think they're chained together. He thinks that's funny. He thinks it's a joke. It's a trickster, right? But they're not. It's like, how much more nasty power can you have than to make someone think that they can't walk out of? You put them in a cage, but the cage has never been locked, but you mess with their mind to the point where they think it's locked and they think they can't get out of that cage. That makes the devil laugh. That's funny to them. All right? It's not funny to you. Why do we have the Tower in reverse for subconscious for my beautiful Leos? Now I'm just getting mad for you. See, this is the kind of energy that was fucking with me last week. I swear to God, it was fucking with me. Bad. I had to go out. I had to hide. I'm not going to talk about it though. So, you know, you're stifled by this crisis because you're afraid that if you allow this tower to go ahead and fully fall down, if you allow the whole thing to crumble to the ground, recognize reality, that you're going to lose your stability, and you know the things that, you know, this just looked like a cage to me because it was clarifying this. This sort of commitment was a cage, okay? And it kept you locked in a tower. You could never allow yourself to fly free and let it all fall down. Okay? And this is what's in your subconscious. This may be what's blocking you from allowing the tower to explode, which means let it all fall down, which means breaking the ties, freeing yourself, and creating a new tower in the middle, right? All right, let's look at this beautiful card that's crowning you, though. The beautiful card that is crowning you, which means this is the thing that is helping you move along in your life in a very positive way, is the Ten of Coins. So this is about tradition, family, stability, home life, the end of a cycle of you know, it's a very grounding energy. It's a very motherly, grounding earth energy, and it's the best. Okay, it's the best of the earth, right? It's the being at a place in your life where you're not living in crisis, you're not living in fear, you're not living in you know, what you can focus is on your day-to-day life is the absence of crisis, the absence of drama. And it may feel like it's a big empty hole, but sorry about that, guys. I'm getting tired, but it's what's keeping you steady. So this is about family, grounding, keeping your feet to the ground. So you guys, sorry. You're very grounded right now. You're very grounded. Moving forward, we have Judgment in reverse. So let's clarify that. And then your future, well, I'm looking, this is to be toward the end of the Mercury retrograde. We have Judgment in reverse. The Moon, clarifying Judgment in reverse. The Moon, clarifying Judgment in reverse. It's just, okay, because you need even more secrets to be revealed. You don't know everything yet, Leo. You don't know the whole picture. You might still be, that light still might be so bright that you can't see. But moving forward, you're going to be able to hear the call of judgment, the judgment angel that raises people from the dead. It raises you from a zombie-like state and wakes you the F up to whatever the heck you need to be woken up to. It's like trumpets sounding, okay? It's the trumpet sounding. So the moon is clarifying that because there's more secrets that need to be revealed. What did I say in the beginning of the reading? The sun is in detriment in this reading because you don't even see the moon. The moon is secrets. The moon is darkness. The moon are things that you are not comfortable with, Leo, because that's not what you're made of. Okay? But once these things become revealed and once you're able to, I don't want you to live in darkness. I just want you to acknowledge it and acknowledge that there's things going on that you still may not know, and that they will be revealed to you throughout this Mercury retrograde as they're meant to be, as they're supposed to be. Okay, this is definitely another karmic reading with the Judgment in reverse. Okay, so toward the end of the Mercury retrograde, you may not be there yet, but you will. You will be there. You'll be in a place where you'll be able to hear the angel, get yourself out of that cage, and see the whole picture, so that this doesn't happen again in reverse. Okay. Listen, in clarity, when we see things clearly for what they truly are, as painful as that may be, it's only when we allow that truth to come in and to your consciousness, to your actual consciousness. I was just telling the last sign not to live in consciousness, but with Leo, to your consciousness, for you to actually acknowledge the moon, the chains that are binding you. Once that acknowledgement occurs, then you will be able to hear the truth. The trumpet will sound, okay, and judgment will be fulfilled, but it will be, when I see something in reverse in the future like that, especially a major arcana, I feel like the cards are, it's almost like a warning, because major arcana is not thing. So I believe in free will, but I believe that major arcanas are not necessarily things that are associated with humans. So it's not necessarily free will. When we come to the major arcana, when it comes to the minor arcana, it's always, you can always change it. So the judgment being in reverse is a forewarning. This is a forewarning that you don't keep your eyes open to the reality of the situation, okay? If you continue to live with this false sense of connection, allow that tie to be broken, then you're going to come into the clearing, that you're going to be able to ascend, then you're going to feel better because you're going to be righteous again, all right? You're going to be in a righteous state. You don't have to be fooling yourself or anybody else anymore, okay? All right, Leo, that's going to be your reading. I send you lots of love and blessings. There's nobody else watching, I think. Well, there's a few of y'all watching. So I have done, help me, Rainbow Hunter. We have Aries, Pisces, and all of the earth signs. So I'm going to go ahead and do an earth sign. How about Virgo? Why don't we do Virgo? Virgo, Mercury retrograde. Now, Virgo, surprisingly, is also going to be doing well, being ruled by Venus. Venus is going to be a part of this retrograde. I'm not an astrologer, but astrology and tarot go hand in hand. So I do study and I do listen to astrologers, and I use that to forecast for myself and for the signs. Okay, so I want to clarify that. I am studying it so that one day, so that I do want to learn, but my major interest has always been divination. But as I move forward in this project and YouTube, where I'm working with zodiac signs, astrology becomes more and more my focus. So we are looking at Virgos not having the hard time, okay? Not having as much of a hard time. Virgos are actually going to probably come through this pretty well because they're so comfortable with Venus, and Venus is involved in this Mercury retrograde. So there's a conjunction, I believe, I don't know the exact words, with Mercury it's going to soften. This retrograde is going to be softened by Venus, okay? All right, so what messages do we have for my beautiful Virgos for Mercury retrograde beginning today throughout the Mercury retrograde? Any Knight of Cups? Well, I like it. Messages. And crossing is the Seven of Cups. Well, maybe you have too many options, my friend. Maybe you have too many options, Virgo. There's confusion around love. There's confusion around romance. This could be a water sign of significance, or this could have nothing to do with romance at all. This just can have something to do with your emotional maturity. And what's blocking you is that you're, okay. Yeah, you're having a hard time focusing on any one thing, which is really difficult for you. It's causing you a lot of confusion. It possibly can be blocking you from maturing emotionally so you can move past something. All right, I'm just going to pull the rest of the cards. I keep forgetting I'm doing a Celtic card. Two of Wands and your subconscious, the Empress for your recent past. I just heard attracting a lot of love into your life. You've been attracting a lot of people into your life, but not necessarily everybody, not necessarily the love you want. We have the Page of Cups in reverse crowning you. So, whoa, a lot of water energy again. Justice in reverse moving forward. There comes that justice. Whoa, she won't leave us alone. Woohoo, she will not leave us alone. So let's see if we can get her to turn upside down, okay? Okay, beautiful Virgos. So, Empress in the upright. Why do we have the Empress for Virgo's most recent past? Very creative. You've been in a very creative space. Been attracting energy to you, creating beautiful things, embracing your feminine energy. And it's really nice, actually. It's really nice. So how it relates to the rest of this reading, I can see how it relates because you've been attracting love into your life, romantic love. Clarified by the Seven Wands, but there, you need to defend yourself still. You still need to defend yourself, Virgo, because you don't want to open yourself up to be harmed by too many options here, too many romantic options with this Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups in the upright is not a bad thing at all. And being that he's in the center of your reading, so to me, this is like, if I was to pick a Prince Charming, if this was a fairy tale, right? And the Rider-Waite was a fairy tale, this would be Prince Charming. This is Prince Charming, and it's in the center of your reading, so I almost feel like it's you. You are Prince or Princess Charming, okay? It doesn't matter. The gender doesn't matter here. It's about you have so much to offer. Your intuition is on point. You got Pisces with you. See the fishies in his coat. He's got his beautiful white horse. He's got his wings. He's going somewhere. Moving forward in love, not afraid to take risks, but what's crossing you is a muddling, a confusion, too many options, too many things thrown at you. And Virgo, that can throw you way off your game, okay? Because you are not good with that at all. You guys need to narrow down your focus, okay? Focus, especially when it comes to your emotions right now. What's crowning you is the Page of Cups in reverse, which is sort of like, I feel like it's almost like there's a little bit of playing around with emotions, but maybe it's even, hi Denise, it's nice to see you. Yeah, Libra has been done. I think it was like the second reading I did, so you can scroll back, but when I get done with all the readings, I will, if you want to watch later, I'll put timestamps so you can just scroll right ahead to these readings because this is a long chat. Anyway, so the Page of Cups in reverse crowning you is almost like it's a lighter energy. It's almost like I almost feel like it's a playing around with emotions, but it's crowning you. So I think what this is telling me is that you're not putting all your eggs in one basket with anything in your life, okay? And that is not a comfortable place for you to be, but that is where you are. We have the Two of Wands in reverse for your subconscious. So let's find out what this is about. What's going on over here underneath? I think you're afraid to leave. I think you're afraid to change, to make a commitment to anybody. You're afraid to let go of the past, and you're afraid to move on to the future. You're kind of in limbo, guys. And we have justice to clarify this. That's because you want to make sure moving forward that it is the right thing to do. That it is the right thing to do. And so right now, I think your subconscious is telling you there's almost like, it's funny because this is a little different from what's crowning you. What's crowning is you don't take anything seriously, but this can also, you can also be kind of maybe leading other people on here and there. Maybe not intentionally, but what's in your subconscious is you're not willing to make a decision. You're standing literally, he's on a fence, see? He's got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, okay? He's thinking about stepping out into the world. And he's thinking about staying back. He can't make a decision, but this is clarifying this by letting me know. The reason you're in this position of limbo is because you don't want to move forward unless it is the right thing. So your heart is in the right place, okay? So right now being lighthearted and playing, I just don't like the game playing, and I heard game playing, so that's what I heard. So I will clarify. Why do we have the Page of Cups crowning my Virgos, my beautiful Virgos? What is this here for? Now we have Justice in reverse moving forward, so it's too many cards. What do we have? The Page of Cups crowning Virgo. 9 of Coins in reverse. It's okay to be selfish, Virgo. If you're, I don't know if you're in, I don't know if this has to do with a relationship or not. This could be anything. This could be options as far as your career, your creativity. You're not really able to, at this point, stick to any one thing. Now, this is a very uncomfortable place for you to be. And that's why this Mercury, that's what this Mercury retrograde is going to attempt to solve for you. Sorry, I'm so sorry, guys. And then I have Justice in reverse moving forward. So let me clarify that, and then maybe I'll get a better picture. Why do we have Justice in reverse for coming out of this Mercury retrograde for my beautiful Virgos? And we have the Star carded reverse. There's a lot going on for you guys, man. I feel like moving forward, if you don't put yourself in the center of the situation, you're not going to get what's right, and the anxiety is going to continue to rule your life. All right, there's anxiety here with the 2 of Coins, clarifying Justice in reverse. See, it just feels like you're not going to be able to be right with things until something in your life is righted, until something in your life has been some wrong has been righted. But I don't think that's something you can force. You can't right a wrong unless you're the one that did the wrong. So if you feel like you're the one that did the wrong, then this is a call to right the wrong. Okay? Because you're not going to be able to move until justice is served. You're going to be stuck in limbo, okay, until justice is served. There's also anxiety and not putting yourself first with this Star being in reverse. So Virgos, put yourself first. You know, I feel like you've been defending yourself against things that have been coming at you. So this is about putting yourself first. So this is about being offensive instead of defensive. Okay, it's like take a step forward and be like, here I am. This is me. Putting myself first. and all of these other people around me. And there's a lot of people around you. There's a lot of people. And I feel like a lot of them they might be emotionally draining you that you're not aware of. But if you put yourself first here, you've got to put yourself what's best for you and only you first. Even if putting yourself first isn't the easiest thing. It can be very uncomfortable for you to put yourself first. It's easier for you to put other people first. But what's best for you is best for everybody right now, okay? Put the oxygen mask on yourself before you give it to your kid, like they say on the airplane. All right, okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys, Virgo. Keep an eye out. I already did a love reading for you. I'll be uploading that shortly. So that might clarify some of this. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting retrograde for you. And I do know that karmically, you've got a cycle of imbalance and injustice that needs to be righted, okay? So we're still doing readings for signs. We're doing, let's see, I just finished with Virgo. So we have Capricorn, Taurus, and Aries, and Pisces. All right, 1 second, guys. Give me one quick pause for the cause. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull a card until I get one of those cards. One of the cards. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left, I think. Okay, I've done Leo. I'm pulling cards to see who goes next because I'm so into the lottery thing that it's just working out for me so much. In fact, I did my readings this way this month about who goes first. I'm not pulling any major arcana out of this deck. Come on now. Aquarius, we already did Aquarius. Cancer, we already did Cancer. Saggy, we did. Aries, Aries is next. Yay, Aries. Aries is next. So this will be Aries reading regarding the Mercury retrograde. Yeah, I don't know if Aries is going to have the easiest time. We'll see what the cards say. Let's see what the cards say. Aries, my darling, in the center of your reading, we have the 2 of Swords. Crossing you is the 5 of Pentacles. In your subconscious, we have the High Priestess. Recent past, the Lovers. Crowning you, the 10 of Pentacles. Kind of like Leo. I like that part. Moving forward, the Hierophant in reverse. So let's take a look at this, guys. The thing about the Celtic Cross is, you know, it's different from a lot of my readings because I really like to take it in all at once. Okay. And specifically, guys, if you just scrolled ahead to get to your sign, Aries, this is for, I'm doing this on the beginning of the Mercury retrograde when Mercury stations to reverse. And this reading is going to be throughout the Mercury retrograde. This is what the time frame is for this, and it's a general reading. So the 2 of Swords being in the center of your reading. This is a tricky one for you guys because I feel like you guys are struggling with this because for some reason I do feel like this is a struggle. Let me show you the card. It feels like a struggle because I feel like you're being drawn to make, yes, definitely the Mercury retrograde is going to draw you into making a decision with your intuition rather than with your head or your thoughts or your passions. Okay. And for some reason, I feel like this is a struggle for you. And crossing that is the Four of Swords in reverse. So you're not going to get any rest until this decision is made. That's what this is about, is a decision. You have so many major arcanas in this reading. Wow. This is like you're not meditating, you're not looking within, you're not getting any peace, you're not getting enough rest. And that's why this is such a struggle for you. Okay, because you're living too outside of your body. That's weird. I got the image of somebody like being half a step in front of themselves, like taking half a step in front. Like you're living almost in the future, which is very strange. It's like you're living half a second in the future. Aries, I've never seen anything like this before. It's very interesting. This is causing you can't get any sleep. It's very anxiety driven. Now, what's in your subconscious is the desire to use your intuition. You are being pulled to use your intuition. This is the Pisces card, and this is about the Mercury retrograde in Pisces, I think, and it's pulling you like a tide, like a tidal wave. You may have to reveal some things that you don't want to reveal. But this is in your subconscious. So know that you have within you the answer. Okay. But she's in a very quiet and still place. So there is a part of you that is quiet and still. There's another part of you that's living like half a second in the future and like constantly anxiety, like one step forward all the time. Okay. But you have a very still, quiet space, and it's full of intuition and maybe even psychic energy that you need to tap into. Okay. Because it's really there. The High Priestess is within you right now. This is the underneath. I always think of this as the underbelly or the belly or the subconscious of the reading, okay? In your near past, we have the Lovers, and this is about decisions made from the heart. This also relates to Gemini. It could also be about decisions made from the heart that you recently made, or that you feel like you've recently been put into a position where you have to. This can also signify to me, this can also be somewhat of a, what is it called? When you're like forced to make a decision and you don't want to. It's like you're backed into a corner, Aries. You felt like you were backed into a corner and you had to make a decision. This could be about someone you love very, 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 very much. This is definitely someone that you love very. Ultimatum, thank you. That was the word I was looking for. It feels like an ultimatum. I feel like some of you have been pushed into an ultimatum. Let me clarify. Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Maybe your wish did not come true with your lover. Maybe things didn't really turn out the way you thought they would. It wasn't the way you thought it would be, okay? That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means you could have very easily grown. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to fix my phone. It's acting up. You could have grown apart. You could have grown in different directions. Your wish has changed. The desire of your heart has changed. So now you have to change direction, what you desire, what you long for. And this isn't not necessarily about romance. This is just about passion for anything, passion for your kids, passion for your mom, passion for your kid, your cat, passions for your job, whatever. It's about passion with you guys. This reading is. And so you felt like you were pushed into an ultimatum. Maybe you made a decision based on what you used to long for instead of what you might long for now, because you've graduated a little bit, guys. You've graduated. You've moved into a High Priestess place. And as much as you might want to pretend it's not there, it is there. Okay. 10 of Pentacles crowning you, which means that you have love, support. You have the love and support of your friends, your family, even your dog. Okay. Tradition is going to be good for you. Stability is good for you right now. All the things that are very grounding. Family, even ancestors, ancestral answers. Look to the past. Look to what people prior to your life have done. Learn from others' mistakes. This is crowning you. This is really good. You know, because it's basically, it's a very supportive card. You have a lot of support, you guys. So no matter what choice you make, you're still going to have support. You're not going to fall on your ass, okay? You're going to be okay. Now, this card, for whatever reason, I ignored earlier, but it popped out at me. So this is what's crossing your decision making, is because you're afraid of being left out in the cold. You're afraid of missing out on the party. I heard that. You're afraid of missing out on something, and you don't want to miss out on anything. But sometimes you have to be still and quiet and just go with the flow. And if you're living one half step in the future all the time, you're not going to be able to do that. Okay? So this is a really strong call from the universe for you to still yourself, calm yourself, listen to the quietness inside, let go of your old dreams of what it was supposed to be. The only way you can move forward is to let go of your dreams and your fantasy of what your future was going to be from the past. I know that's like a twisting of words, but it works if you think about it. Let me go back to when I was 10 years old. What did I think I was going to be like at my age? Which I'm not telling y'all right now. It was nothing like what actually happened. You have to let that go. Yeah, that has to be released. You're not going to be left out in the cold. You're going to find a new tribe. It's okay to find a new tribe of people. Moving forward, we have the Hierophant in reverse. So moving forward, let's see what this is about, because this is sort of like taking the traditional, which is crowning you. This is a traditional card, but this is also a card of organizations, the system. The system may not be working for you moving forward, where it worked for you in the past. The system may not be working for you. Let's clarify the Hierophant for Aries for the near future, moving out of the Mercury retrograde. If this card will just not stop coming out. Sorry, I'm yelling, guys. I can't stop. That happens sometimes. I'm still reading. Basically, the system is not going to do you justice, okay? So coming out of this, you're going to have a new way of thinking. You're going to have a new way of moving in the world. You've got to break down some of those. It's a challenging time. This whole reading is telling me it's challenging because you have to change your belief systems. That's what this is all about. And there's no turning back from that. There's no changing that, because the High Priestess is there. It's already happened. Okay. It's just you allowing it to come into your consciousness. This is about messages coming through during this time, and understanding that the system that worked for you in the past is no longer working for you. It's like changing your political. I mean, I don't want to get into politics, but if you used to be like someone who, I have often changed my political, I guess, association. Like I would associate with one party and then associate with another and associate with another and go back and forth, because I don't necessarily feel like I don't have to stick to one system. I can change along with what's going on in the world. You have to go with what's going on in the world today. And if there isn't a sign that's more tapped into that than you, other than Aquarius, I don't know who it is, because y'all are the youngest sign in the deck. So go back to your youth and open your mind, Aries. This is about opening your mind into new possibilities, into things changing, okay? And not just changing, but recognizing that what you wish for, what you dream of, okay, it's okay for that to change, even though it might terrify you. Because then you're sitting there going, well, I did all of this and I put all of this work into that. And now you're saying that I have to reshift all my energy and focus something else. Well, if that's what your soul is telling you to do, go with it. Go with the flow. Don't fight it. Okay? Because by living half a second in the future, you're dictating the future. You're not allowing yourself to be influenced by a higher consciousness. Okay? You're creating your own reality, Aries. You're creating your own reality. And that is your Mercury retrograde message. That was clear. That was a crystal clear one. Crystal clear. All right. Moving forward. Let's see. We did Earth. I think we've done all our water. No, let's do Pisces. Pisces. Let's see what's going on for you guys in your for your Mercury retrograde journey. All right, guys, there is like no one in here except for Jax, but I'm glad you're here. Well, at least no one talking. Let's see. Which is fine. You could just be here and not talk. Excuse me. Okay. Pisces. And then we've got Capricorn and Taurus. Thumbs up. And yeah. Fishies. Slippery little fishies. My psychic sign. So ethereal, so esoteric. Nobody knows what's going on with y'all, not even y'all, and that's okay. It's okay. You're okay with it, okay? And that's what this Mercury retrograde is all about. It's being okay with not being able to know all the answers, being okay with just letting the universe float you along. You know that you've got to watch out for escapism and substance, over-abusing substances this time, okay? Pisces, you know this. Too much daydreaming, living in too many, like watch out for those Netflix shows. Oh my God. Can't get nothing done when those things come out. And Narcos, whatever. Pisces. See what's going on. Okay. Princess of Wands. Seven of Cups crossing you. Well, that Seven of Cups has come out a lot. And I'm not surprised because this is about emotional confusion, emotional. Yeah, that one got me for a while. This is about emotional confusion. This one is about like just too much coming at you to where you can't process anything. This is blocking your Page of Wands, which is the center of your reading, which is a very youthful energy, okay? The Lovers, Eight of Cups in reverse. Crowning you is Four of Pentacles. And moving forward, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. Oh boy, stay out of your brain. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Stay out of your head, people. All right, so in the recent past, you know that there is something that you should have walked away from. It was really, really hard to do. You still feel passionate about something. You still have a somewhat immature desire to get something or go somewhere or have someone. I think maybe you're interested in someone. Or get a thing, which is unusual, but I'm feeling like get a thing or a person. It's like you're working towards something. In your subconscious, though, is the beautiful Lovers card. So this is telling me that you are you know which way to go and you know what to do. It's just that there's in your subconscious, you just got to allow it to come out, okay? Because right now, your passions and maybe you might be obsessed on someone or something. I'm getting obsession. Some of that stuff may actually be causing you to actually break from your heart center. like you're breaking. This is a very unusual thing for Pisces, so this is interesting for the retrograde. It's almost like everybody else is sort of catching on to your energy, but you're not, okay? You're actually going opposite of yourself, okay? Which is interesting. There is, you know, in your heart and in your guts what to do about whatever this situation is. You really do. But you're not ready to let go yet. You're not ready to let go. You're not ready to walk away. And I don't know that you're supposed to yet. And that's okay, because I think you're going to come out of this figuring it out. I think you know what you're supposed to do, but I feel like you're not able to take the actions right now in order to do it. I don't know if you're feeling drained. Let me find out. Why do we have this? Let me grab another deck. Why do we have the Seven of Cups here for Pisces? Why is the Seven of Cups crossing Pisces? 10 of Discs in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, which I just went over a lot, quite a bit with Aries, but it was crowning them. For you, it's blocking you. It's blocking you. That's the reason you're so confused, is because maybe you don't feel a firm foundation. You feel shaky about something. You feel very shaky about something and vulnerable. There's a part of you that is going against your own grain because you want to save yourself from further hurt, pain in the heart. You know you need to walk away from something, and you know you need to walk toward love, even if it's just self-love. But it's so much easier to get caught up in these fantasies and these little sidetracks, right? It's so easy to just go off the grain and off-roading or whatever, taking the long way home or whatever. It's just like, it's very difficult for you to, you know, walk a straight path right now. But I feel like you have to. It's like you're trying to put yourself into your square peg and you're trying to put yourself into a round hole, right? Which is very unlike you. So I feel like you're almost working against yourself here. And that is sort of what a Mercury retrograde is about, because it's Mercury moving backwards, right? Doesn't mean you're moving backwards in life. I don't believe that. I do believe, though, for you specifically, this could be, I think I feel like when Mercury moves into Aquarius, you might get a download that will help you move forward with the Eight of Swords. So this is a little bit of a scary looking Eight of Swords, but the Eight of Swords is always sort of scary looking. But he's afraid that these swords are going to be pointed at him, and they never are. That's what's so significant about this card. It's baseless fear. It's not based in reality. And this is air, and this is being up in your head. So moving forward, I think you're going to lose that fear, because you're going to realize that you've got to go back to your own way, even though it doesn't make sense to absolutely anyone, even if it doesn't make sense to yourself. Swimming upstream is really hard for a fish, even if that's what everyone wants it to do. You can't do that. You're not made like that, but you're holding on. What's crowning you, though, and I think this is where you are right now, is what's crowning you is the fact that you are holding on to the things that you love. You're holding on to everything that you have because you feel like you're going to lose it by walking away from this painful thing, all right? The thing that you need to walk away from, you're struggling to do, so you're holding on. You're holding on very tightly. And that's crowning you right now, because that's where you're supposed to be. You know, you have to be ready to let go of these things in order to move forward. In order to move forward. Okay? All right. Listen, guys, I feel so run down and I'm starving, and I still have Taurus and Capricorn to do, but I have to hop off because I've run out of time. I've talked too much. It is all about the Mercury retrograde, so I will do Taurus and Capricorn Mercury retrograde later. I can't do it now. I'm going to have to sign off. But I just want to tell everybody that has hung in there for me, thank you so much for sharing your life with me, sending me your energy. I'm starving. I have to ground myself before I do it here, before I read for any earth signs. They're like, eat, woman. Put your feet on the ground. The best way to ground yourself is to eat. I didn't know that till recently. It's perfect sense. The simplest answer is always the best answer, right? Anyway, I've been online for exactly 3 hours. I am a 3-hour flow kind of person, so I'm not surprised looking at the time that it is exactly 3 hours since I started. 5 o'clock, I started at 2, that I just said, okay, I'm done, because I've hit my done. But I wandered off a little bit because, you know, I'm not gonna just be part of the system, man. Just kidding. But I'm not gonna leave anybody out either, so I will get to my beautiful Taurus and Capricorns. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for so much being here. Lots of love, lots of light. Email me if you want a personal reading. Moonlit Tarotscope at gmail.com. Join my Facebook group. Like this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Love you. Bye. Okay, and bye.